Army. It is Tuesday, December 10th, 2013, and time for another edition of WZR TV Tuesdays here on WZROnline.com. I'm Ryan Clark, he's Matt Boone. We're going to be here for the next 2 hours talking pro wrestling. The last 2 days have been unbelievably busy. This morning, I woke up to an email from an anonymous WWE source. Did not want to be identified, and went back and forth through email after email after email today, and a lot of stuff went down at Monday Night Raw last night. Wound up getting a phone number, wound up finding out who it was, didn't want to be, basically paranoid that doesn't want, clearly the guy doesn't want to lose his job, but we've confirmed that he was backstage at Raw last night near the gorilla position, and a lot of stuff went down after the main event segment on Raw last night. We have an article that is ready to go for the website.
We got it all ready. We fine-tuned it.
It's
good to go.
It's ready to go. So as soon as we go off the air here tonight, that's going up on the website.
We saved it.
We're giving it to you guys first here tonight.
First dibs.
We're going to talk about that in just a little bit when we get to the news run, which we're gonna do the high points and low points. I liked what we did last week during Raw, where we did like the high points and the low points.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to do that again with the Slammy Awards last night, a huge Monday Night Raw. And then we're going to talk about the main event segment, which I thought was awesome. But there were a lot of things that went down in that segment last night, which really pissed off a lot of people in that ring. And
a lot of important people who wear suits and ties.
We're not happy.
Behind the curtain.
We're not happy. And there's, CM Punk. You remember the Steve Austin walkout from years and years ago.
It was a King of the Ring qualifying match. They asked him to job to Lesnar, unannounced, on Raw, no build-up, no program, just you're going to go out there, Lesnar's going to squash you, advance in the King of the Ring tournament, we need to get Lesnar over. Austin didn't like it, and decided to fly home.
Flew home.
And that was the infamous, he took his ball and went home thing. And
then
that's when The Rock said, if you don't want it, you get the F out, and all that stuff. But, so basically, there's a similar situation going on right now
with CM Punk. There was an article last week about CM Punk possibly retiring. The guy's banged up, and last night, after Raw went off the air, did not do him any favors last night. So we're going to talk about that. What's the deal with CM Punk? Is he going to walk out of WWE? Is he going to quit WWE? Why there is major heat between CM Punk and Randy Orton.
And Orton and Cena.
And Orton and Cena as well. What's the deal with that? Who flipped out backstage? Orton and Brett as well. Who flipped out behind the scenes last night after Raw went off the air? What happened at the gorilla position last night? None of this stuff is up on the website. It's ready to go. It's in a post. We're going to give it to you guys here tonight, let you guys know what we know, and we're still working on the story, which is why we haven't put it up on the website all day. We're going to break it to you guys, and then we're going to put the first of probably many articles up on the website after we go off the air here tonight. So if you're listening tonight, stay tuned, because it's a pretty big deal. I'm not going to lie to you, it's a huge deal that we're going to
I can vouch for that. Sometimes your big announcements or big stories are a little over-exaggerated. This one,
it's a big deal.
It's a big one.
It's a big deal.
And it's only going to spread throughout the week. More and more is going to come. We're still waiting on some calls from some people, and we're going to get more on it. But for now, we got a big chunk of the story.
It's going to be one of those stories that you're going to see an update times 2, times 3, times 4. It's
the plane ride from hell.
The plane ride from hell.
There was one thing that resulted in like 5 or 6 different major, people getting fired, people getting reprimanded, people getting in trouble, people getting hurt.
Right.
People getting haircuts, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
It's a big one. So we're going to talk about that. Also, looking good this week.
Clean cut, once again. The November beard has run its course, and we finally got to shave. I got to thank your sister for the top here.
Yeah.
Allison got the clippers out, gave me a cut.
She did a good job.
I'd say for somebody who doesn't cut hair, she did a real good job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She did good. So, I haven't shaved in a couple of days, so when I took this thing off, I haven't shaved, so it might be growing. Is it growing back?
Yeah, I got the stub.
A little bit of stub.
Doesn't show up that well.
It feels good. It feels good to have the beard going, bro.
It does, because like in the morning you drink the coffee, it gets all sticky in your fucking mustache. And
Right.
That.
Yo, I fucked around
when you're trying to sleep, and it's like
and it's all up on
it.
Like,
we decided the name of it, but I already forget. Porcupine.
Porcupine.
Porcupine. Pork rinds.
Don't start.
Pork rinds?
Porcupine.
It feels like laying on a porcupine. And not anymore.
But listen, when I was shaving the beard off, right, I took everything off, and then I left this little mustache. These guys are making fun of me, saying, "Here, little kid, you want some candy?
Like a pedophile.
You want some candy, little kid?" It looked horrible.
I said, "Come here, little kid. You want a piece of candy? Get in the car." But
it was bad.
You look like a pedophile.
It was bad, bro. So I took it off, but they snapped a photo
or Jeff
of it.
Foxworthy, I think.
Jeff Foxworthy. Yeah, no doubt. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the plugs out of the way. We're going to do the high points and the low points of Raw. We're going to, at the end of hour number 2, we're going to talk about the main event Raw segment. The beginning of hour number 2, when we come back, we're going to give you guys a whole rundown of what went down at the, at the gorilla position last night, beginning of hour number 2, and then we're going to do the news run like we did last week, where we'll give you the high points, or we'll give you the big news over the past week. AJ Styles is... We confirmed that today, too. Yep. AJ Styles.
I actually have a lot on that, too.
We had thought that it was confirmed over the weekend. It was pretty much a done deal. Today, it is officially confirmed. AJ Styles is donezo with TNA. His contract doesn't expire until next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, right?
Whenever the 16th is, because the 17th is his first day as a free agent. And yeah, he's already taking a ton of bookings through somebody who I used to work with.
Bill Behrens,
and so he's looking for a heavy booking schedule for the first quarter of 2014 because he's definitely gone.
He is donezo.
A lot of people think it's a work too. It's no work.
It's not a work. They couldn't agree on money, but we'll get to that here in our numero dos. Live chat room. Lots of people in there tonight. Look at all the people in here. I think they're coming because of this big story. None of the other websites have it, across the internet, and we're kind of going to break it here tonight. We put it up, kind of promoted it for you guys, but we're not promoting something that's, it was a big deal like we just talked about. WZROnline.com /chat, WZROnline.com /chat. Come on in there, all you new people that are tuning in for the first time tonight. We're here every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 Eastern Time. Shoot the shit, have a little bit of fun, talk news, talk Monday Night Raw, shit shooters. Yeah. And do a live chat room as well. So come on in there, lots and lots of good people in the chat room. WZROnline.com for that. Before we get into Monday Night Raw from last night.
On this chat, I get mesmerized by it.
Yeah. But, we're going to do rapid fire in our numero dos as we always do. We're going to be taking live phone calls here in just a little bit in our number 2 as well. We'll give out the phone number here in just a little bit. Talk about the beards, they're gone. Told you guys last week, major cold snap, and there was going to be snow in the Northeast come next Tuesday. Is there snow in the Northeast? I believe there is. We got snow here. New York City got snow. Philadelphia got snow. New Jersey got snow. Massachusetts got snow. It's cold outside, cold snow. Ryan Clark told you. Be warned. And by the way, wakey.
Oh, good morning.
By the way, telling you, this Saturday.
Well, go ahead.
This Saturday, we are going to have a big snowstorm.
Crazy amounts of snow.
A big snowstorm. Very big one coming this Saturday. The cold air is going to be a place for you people down in New Jersey and New York City. It's going to be a close call. You guys are going to be a mix of rain and snow, maybe some sleet and freezing rain. But further inland, as you get away from the coast, talking about big snows up here in places like Albany, New York, and Syracuse, and Utica, and everything else. This Saturday, I'm telling you, big storm. It's not going to miss us. It's not going to go out to sea. I'm confident in this one. It's a big one, and it's coming this Saturday. It's going to be our first big snow. It snowed. You were sleeping this morning, but it snowed like crazy this morning while you were
I was sleeping this morning. I was sleeping this afternoon.
Yeah.
I was sleeping early this evening.
I actually had to wake you up. I said, hey, Boone, it's 3 o'clock, bro.
2:30.
You want to get up? It was about 2:30.
Yeah, only. Right. Come on, don't be ridiculous, Ryan. It was 2:30. Yeah, I slept a little bit. I stayed up till like 4 in the morning. There was a Raw script that leaked online, so I'm doing that. I'm getting that up. I'm searching out the videos so that they could see A, the Raw script, and then B, if they wanted to, they could watch the show and see how it goes from script form to TV form. So I did all that, and then I wrote the final part. I haven't posted it yet. part 4 of my column. A lot of people are digging it. It's the 20 best talkers in wrestling history. So I finished that last night. I just got to post that after we get off the air here. SmackDown spoilers we've got later tonight, but that's on the...
Are they in Portland? They were in
Oregon, yeah.
Seattle last night, Portland tonight, I believe. But, yeah, like you said, they're on the West Coast, bro, so it's going to be a late night. I mean, by the time we go off the air here tonight... Nah, we're fine. By the time we go off the air here tonight, bro, at about 10 o'clock Eastern Time, WWE SmackDown is just going to be starting out there. I don't know if they're going to tape Superstars or not. We know that they're doing main event in SmackDown. Basically, Superstars was the Slammy Awards last night on the WWE app. They had all the talents come out. We put the videos up on the website today. But, yeah, so I don't know. They may do Superstars main event and SmackDown tonight, depending on what they want to do with Superstars.
There was that, too. You just mentioned after Raw, there was a big 20-minute segment. They had a match, Cena Orton, ended a DQ, and there was also a big Spinneroonie thing going on, and I had to write about all that. So I was up till 4 in the morning, I think.
Were you? Up really?
4:30 in the morning, and I was writing all that, posting it on my Facebook account, which I'm trying to get started now.
Heard you got a Facebook account there, Matty Boone.
How'd you hear that?
Oh, man. I'll tell you. I'll bring it up real quick.
Okay.
Boone and I had a huge blowout argument. Our first real argument since you've been up here for a couple of months. But a blowout argument this past Saturday night, I believe it was. We had a lot of beers.
The Malignaggi and Zab Judah fight.
We had a lot of beers.
Saturday, yeah.
There were a lot of beers flowing, and we won't get into the exact reason for it, but there's a cross promotion type deal that I would like to have. That I would like to have, and we'll leave it at that. Let's not even mention it. But,
we
got it
one
resolved.
thing.
What?
Facebook.com/ Matt Boone WZR. That's Facebook.com/
I'm not doing it.
Matt Boone WZR.
Facebook.com/ Matt Boone.
I'm trying to give you everything you need right there on the Facebook page.
I'm trying to give you all the friends that I got. I'm trying to send the WZR army over your way too, because it's the same fan base. You and I pretty much. I mean, you've got some additional fans other than I do. Damn right he would.
No, he wouldn't.
Damn right he would. And by the way, in addition to you're doing the galleries, check it out. SCScoops.com, 24wrestling.com is a website that you're also putting up news and rumors and things like that on as well. So check out those websites for all Boone's news that he types up every day. 24wrestling.com for that. So let's see here. Football. Before we move on, and then we're going to get into Monday Night Raw. Your Lions? How about that game, bro?
Fuck that game. I thought you were going to talk about fantasy football.
Bro,
fuck the NFL.
We're getting the fantasy. I don't really want to talk about fantasy, to be honest.
That's the one I do want to talk about.
Yeah. But anyway.
All right, the Lions played in Philadelphia against the Eagles. They weren't calling for much snow.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, snow galore. Reggie Bush gets injured before the game even starts, just warming up, practicing or whatever. He doesn't play the entire game as a result.
Right.
Stafford only gave me, 13 points in fantasy. He got shut down. There was fucking 6 fumbles, 7
Well, they couldn't
fumbles.
pass the ball, dude, because you could barely see. I mean, you couldn't see 10 feet in front of you.
And it was hard to keep control of the ball, too, so there was a lot of fumbles. It was just a mess. But in the end, the Lions got spanked, which really screwed things up, because then I think the Bears killed the Cowboys last night.
They did.
So now in the NFC North, we went from first place to, I think we're tied for first now.
You're still going to the playoffs, though.
Hopefully. So, I don't know. We have like a 3-way tie going with the Packers, Bears, and Lions. Or a 2-way. It's real close with those 3 teams, so it's not like we're guaranteed anything. But
Buffalo's out. Yeah. Buffalo lost.
Buffalo is out. Long time.
No, we were still in the wild card game as of last week, dude. We had a very slim shot of getting in, and then we wound up losing again, so we're out. And then let's talk about fantasy. Listen, you and I, we both made it to the playoffs. I had to play Rygal again.
Made it to the playoffs.
Not everybody made it to the playoffs. There were 2 people that didn't get in.
Yeah, one of them wasn't even playing, though.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, I had to play Rygal again, and in my opinion, I think you agree, Rygal's got the best team in fantasy football. I mean,
he's not got the best record, but he's got the best team.
He's got Peyton Manning, man. And not only that, but listen, I blame it on my injured players again. Rob Gronkowski, injured, cut it off the field. Wes Welker, concussion, injured, off the field, right? All my players get injured, and then this dude's team kills it. It's not like if they had did anything anyways, I would have still won because Peyton Manning killed it again, Jamal Charles killed it again, Eric Decker, all these people that he had killed it.
Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, Calvin didn't do much, but because of the snow.
But on most weeks,
right? But on most weeks, so good luck. You got I got next, I think. Good luck, bro.
No. I got RK. I got the number one guy in the league, RKO.
All right,
so I gotta beat him. Rygal's got Winter's Lair, Lance Winter.
Yeah.
So the winner of those 2 games goes on to the finals.
All right, no doubt.
But I'm still in it.
I'm out of it, man.
He's out of it.
I'm out of it. I had a shitty team, man. I admit it. Your first year in fantasy too, and you fucking beat me. God damn it, man. God damn it.
That's where the power lies.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, man.
Yes.
Oh well. Anyways, so what else?
Greatest fantasy football player.
Moving on. Greatest
legend.
Goat.
The GOAT. The greatest of all time.
Right.
Like Muhammad Ali, bitch.
All right, we do we're going to get into Raw right now. Before we do that, we do a Raw live chat room. Put the audio stream up for you. You're doing Raw play-by-play every week, but I put the audio stream up, and pretty much every Monday night, same place. You guys in the chat room tonight, WZROnline.com. You can come there. We chat Raw. Put the audio up. I'm there sometimes. We didn't have the audio up last night, but Raw chat room every Monday night, WZROnline.com/chat. So, Monday Night Raw from last night, brother. What'd you think?
Seattle, Washington. I thought it was a great show.
Seattle, Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Seattle, Washington. You're right. Yeah.
And everybody knows Daniel Bryan's from Aberdeen, Washington, so he was the hometown boy, and it showed. Especially towards the end. But, throughout the entire night, they were in love with Bryan. And I thought it was a great show from the perspective of an entertaining television show.
Right.
And then the Slammies were fun and everything like that. Now, as far as did they do a great job building the pay-per-view, their last one of the year, this was the go-home show. I don't know why they would schedule the Slammies the same night or how that happened, but in the end, if you're just looking to sit down, turn a TV on, and be entertained for 3 hours, I thought it was a great show.
It really was, man. I mean, normally we come on here week after week, and we're like, another Raw, this sucked. Last night was pretty entertaining. I mean, I brought it up a couple of weeks ago when they first announced that the Slammy Awards. I think they announced it, 2 weeks ago, right? You had 1 week in between. It was basically the Slammy Awards are coming in 2 weeks, right? And I had said to you, dude, that's the go-home show for TLC. And I understood that they were going to do angles leading into TLC, or I thought they were going to do angles leading into TLC. I mean, it's the Slammy Awards, but you could still promote TLC.
Well, it's hard because they did a legitimate fan vote. So you don't know who's going to win, so you can't plan an angle unless you plan an angle for everybody, and then you got everything cut. But it's kind of hard because you don't know where if you're going to go this way. And all right, well, we got an angle for all these guys, but if this guy wins, it doesn't go to where we need to do something. It's hard to explain, but there's so many different variables with the way it was set up that they pretty much just had to let them go out like a real award show and just give a speech, which is kind of what they did. So it was entertaining.
I mean, when the Bella Twins came out, the Bella Twins won the Diva of the Year, Divas of the Year. And they're like, thank you, we don't know what to say, thank you. And then all of a sudden you heard the music hit, and it was like their cue, like, get the fuck off the stage.
It's just like the real award shows, like the Oscars. They start playing the music, like, shut up, and quit thanking your mom and God, and get the fuck off the stage.
I think they were legitimately surprised by the fact that they won Divas of the Year. I mean, you could see when they came out on stage, it was like...
everybody was expecting AJ to win that one, including myself, but I guess...
it was, like Boone said, the voting, we put it up on the website today, was 100% legitimate. And there were some times last night...
I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. There were some times last night where you think, I don't know. And then not only that, but the ones that, we were kind of skeptical of, there was an angle that took place after those. So
and also the way they set it up was skeptical because how could Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk at SummerSlam not be nominated for Match of the Year?
Wasn't it? Was Triple H versus Brock Lesnar? Was that nominated?
Yes. So here's what happened. I'll tell you real quick.
Okay.
The reason CM Punk Lesnar, which everybody in the company considers to be the match of the year in WWE for the entire year, was not nominated was because of the mindset, a lot of political bullshit that nobody can have a better match with Lesnar than Triple H. Since Lesnar had a match with Triple H, Lesnar had a match with Punk. Triple H's match has to be better than Punk's, whether it was or wasn't. And I guess they only nominated one person or one person's match each time. So they chose Triple H Lesnar, meaning Lesnar's taken. You can't do Lesnar and Punk also. So then they went with Punk Undertaker, and then the real surprise was Rock and Cena got the nod. They won the Slammy. I thought that was surprising.
They did. Rock and Cena. Well, it was WrestleMania.
It was the biggest match of the year,
and they hyped it. I mean,
it wasn't even the best match of that night, let alone the whole year.
No way was it the best. But I mean, that's another example of fan voting. I mean, it's WrestleMania 30, and not only that, but the casual fan, they built it up. Is this the biggest match of all time? The biggest match ever? It's WrestleMania 30. You know what I mean? Or WrestleMania 29. I keep saying 30. WrestleMania 30 is the one coming up.
Yeah. But in the end, Daniel Bryan he won so many. It was like he was the Adele of the Grammys. You know what I mean? Like, he won so many goddamn awards. It was insane.
Right. Did you see the graphic at the beginning of Raw last
2012?
night? We're on the Titantron. It said 2012 Slammy Awards. We put up a photo on WZROnline.com. You guys should go check it out. But man,
the best photos,
who's in charge of that?
The best photos were the still shots of the Ascension main event segment.
Right.
CM Punk's reaction to Stephanie putting over Triple H.
Awesome.
Who was it? George Romero. Is it George or Jorge Romero?
Jorge, right?
Jorge?
I think
it was George. Okay, well, Jorge Romero sent us some pictures on Twitter, and those were amazing. They were just funny as hell. But
we put it up. We put them up. I put one of them on my Facebook. But it's like you said, Stephanie McMahon was putting over Triple H. You know, we've got a bunch of former world champions in this ring. Some of you guys were WWE champions, some of you guys were world champions, and some of you guys were both. But my husband, of course, is...
I mean, it was obviously supposed to be obnoxious, but it was just funny that Punk had that reaction.
Punk gave this, like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
It was the big smile he had on one, and then there was the other one where he was just... doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. So, hey, real quick, I forgot to do this. Hey now. What were we saying? Okay, Alex Trebek. Whatever we were doing before we came on the air here today. Alex Trebek made a joke. Alex Trebek made a joke, and it was just on it.
I said, Alex Trebek, stop it.
Stop it. Just stop it, Alex.
Stop it. Knock it off.
Alright, so it's fucking cold in here, man.
I want to get up and shut it.
I think you should, man. Just reach over there and shut that thing.
It's easier said than done, dickhead.
Alright, official website at WZR TV Tuesdays, WZROnline.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. Go to Facebook.com/WZRArmy, YouTube.com/WZRArchive, and we're on Twitter as well. Just go to WZROnline.com, top navigation bar, drop down menu, social media tab, WZROnline.com, the official home of WZR TV Tuesdays. By the way, for you guys that are new tonight, stay tuned in hour number 2. At the very beginning of hour number 2, we're going to give you the big news on a lot of backstage chaos that went down at Monday Night Raw.
I'll make this
last night.
I'll make this promise.
You just interrupted my hard sell.
Oh, well,
but that's okay.
I'm helping you sell it.
Okay.
We're going to tag team the hard sell. And I'm going to tell you that our major announcement, or our major story we're promoting, will not let you down.
It will not.
Like Cactus Jack's major announcement.
I was just going to bring it up, too. I was going to say, speaking of major announcements, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley promotes this major announcement, right?
Major announcement for Cactus Jack fans coming at midnight tonight.
What was that major announcement? Midnight last night comes.
Last night.
Get your Cactus Jack's t-shirts.
1 week only.
Wah, 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 wah.
$20.
I wish we had like a fucking thing that said fail.
What do we got?
Fail.
Something, right?
Or something, right? We should, I don't know. Use something. Do the gong.
Where's the gong at?
Gong. Wah, 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 wah. God. I mean, he promoted this major announcement, and it was like, get your t-shirts, Cactus Jack t-shirts for 1 week only.
About what I said last week, I meant every word of it. 'Cause you are one lousy son of a bitch.
This guy right here. Alright, so how do you want to do Raw? You just want to do like Slammy Award winners and then talk about the main event? Because the main event's going to lead us into our numero dos. Then we're going to spend a little bit of time on the big news before we put it up on the websites after we go off the air here tonight.
How do I want to do Raw?
And then, how do you want to do Raw? You want to just do the Slammy Award winners? What's your joke?
I don't give a shit.
You don't give a shit?
Yeah, so we can do it however you want. I don't care.
Let's ask the people in the chat.
Ask them.
How do they want to do Raw? What do you guys want to do for Monday Night Raw tonight? You just want to go category by category, do something like that, do the winners, talk about the inductors?
All right.
The people that came out and nominated, God, Shawn Michaels was his normal corny Shawn Michaels, HB Shizzle and everything else. Bret Hart was the same boring, bland, blab, robot.
That's a pretty good description.
Robot. He sounds like a robot when he talks.
Very monotone,
Yeah, he's just, and he takes... You can see it.
Did you see him wind up with the hands and then he noticed it and stopped?
You can see it in his eyes, bro. He takes pro wrestling so serious where there is no joking around. There is no laughing. He's just a serious...
That was always his rep. He took himself way too serious.
Right.
He really thought he was a hero, which he was to a lot of people, by the way. But yeah, he was always dead serious about himself, about the sport, about his character and everything. Like, he just took it way too serious. Like,
I get it. He had
to
the
put in his
stroke.
contract that he had to be the champion, and he had to, for a certain... Instead of getting money, he chose, like, I would rather be the champion than get a lot of money, which is just insane. But
listen, I get... People are saying you guys are being assholes, he had a stroke, and that has a lot to do with it. Brett's always been like that.
Yeah.
He's always been like that. I mean, the stroke, granted... made him physically a little bit slower.
His verbal, it was always that way.
Verbal, he's always been the same, and it's so sad that when he did have that stroke, I mean, it ended his wrestling career.
The concussions ended his career. He had the stroke after he already retired. But
you can tell that he's a lot slower in his movements and things like that. But as far as the talking is concerned, that's always been Brett.
That's his style.
Always been Brett, where he's always taken himself, like you said, so serious. I did like the thing that they did with when Brett presented the award for Superstar Match of the Year. And then Natalya came out. And Natalya.
There you go.
Natalya. What did I say? Natalya?
You said Natalya.
New York accent. But
rest in peace to Gizmo.
Huh?
The kitty cat that died on Total Divas. They dedicated the...
see, I don't watch Total Divas. I saw the it died, huh?
It was the saddest thing you've ever seen.
Dude, no, I viewed the preview clip. I viewed the preview clip where Tyson Kidd called her, right?
Yeah.
And then she comes rushing home. She's like, I'm trying to get there. And then they go into the vet, and Natalya's crying her eyes out.
Yeah, well, what happened was the cat had a stroke.
Yeah.
So they rush it to the vet, and they find out that basically it's not going to have a good quality of life, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, they have to put it to sleep. So all we see on the show is a shot of the door, but you can hear the audio, and they're in there with them while they're waiting for it to die, because they inject it to kill it.
Are you serious?
And you're hearing them say, just let him go to sleep, let her go to sleep. And she's like, oh, God, it was fucking terrifying.
Really?
It was so sad, man.
Oh, that sucks, dude. That sucks. I don't like to hear that, man. I mean, but I don't care. Pets become part of the family, dude. I mean, hey, let's be honest.
We got a situation of our own with a pet, yeah.
I'll give you guys. You guys have seen Daisy, our pit bull.
Yeah.
She's been on here a couple of times. I got a letter that said no pit bulls allowed in this apartment complex, and I have until December 11th, tomorrow, to get rid of her.
Which, oddly enough, it's your sister's dog.
Right.
And tomorrow's your sister's birthday.
Tomorrow's
and her birthday present is she has to have her dog go.
The dog's got to go tomorrow.
I love that fucking dog, too. Man.
I went over to the office today, and I basically said, hey, listen, we're trying to find a home, for the dog. I'm telling you right now, there's no way I'm getting rid of that dog. Whether I got to move, whether I got to go somewhere else, I'm not getting rid of that dog. So I think, they've allowed me to keep the dog a little bit longer until I can find her a place to go. I'm just going to take her out at nighttime at about 2 or 3 in the a.m. In the morning time before I go to bed, and then in the morning time just be real careful about walking her so that nobody sees it. You know what I mean? The management people, the maintenance people, so that they don't see it.
Yeah.
Because 2, 3 a.m. when you and I are still awake, nobody else is awake.
Yeah, it's connected to a story that you told on the air about you getting into a fight. Remember with the neighbor? So the neighbor
went and
deal about it.
Did a whole thing, and it's just a.
And that dog really likes me too, man.
That dog loves you, man. It loves you.
It follows me around.
I know.
It always has to sit on my lap.
I know.
I like that dog, goddammit.
She's not going nowhere.
No.
She ain't going nowhere. Motherfucking Daisy ain't going nowhere. All right, get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com. /chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there, lots and lots of people. Look at all them people in there tonight. Not bad,
do a show for them.
All right, let's do it. So Monday Night Raw, we kicked it off last night. We had the host for tonight's show are Booker T and Jerry Lawler. Then we had Daniel Bryan opens up Monday Night Raw, hometown of Seattle, Washington, or he's from Aberdeen?
Aberdeen.
All right. Every time he came out, and he was even on Raw beforehand where they were doing the Slammy Awards for Beard of the Year and things like that.
They did it in front of the crowd, right?
They had him all come out. Okay. So he was already out there before Raw went live.
Well, actually, I had heard they didn't have him come out, that he won, but they said that he's preparing for his match for Raw. So
is that what it was?
So he didn't come out. But yeah, because they didn't want to blow the big pop off TV. Exactly. They wanted to save it for television.
And granted, it wouldn't have mattered anyways.
They were
by the end of the night, they were still going crazy. But so they kicked it off. It was Fandango or Fandango.
I'll tell you right now,
it used to be.
I can't find it.
Left, bottom left, bottom left.
It's Fandango.
Came out.
Fandango, right? Fandango, and now it's Fandango.
Clearly.
It's just straight up Fandango. So, and that was the whole thing with the gimmick at first, as if you can't pronounce my name correctly, Fandango.
I'm not going to wrestle. Yeah.
I'm not wrestling, and now it's Fandango. Whatever.
Big deal.
You know?
They're doing something with him in Italia, too. They shot it at the weekend house shows, because everybody remembers on Total Divas, they actually built the angle off of Total Divas on Raw with the match, Tyson Kidd and Fandango. And so they had him come out at the Weekend Live events, and he had on his belly button a heart, and then the words "I love Natty," and he had a mixed tag match with.
And that goes back to the whole thing where.
Well, what happened was on
they
Total
were training.
Divas, they had it was Eva Marie asked Tyson Kidd, who was Natalia's real life husband, to help train her. So Natalia sees this, gets jealous, and just she goes and grabs Fandango and says, "Hey, can you help me work on some stuff in the ring?" And they go right in the next ring, and she tries to make Tyson Kidd jealous, and they shot an angle off of that, and so I guess they're going to actually turn into a real storyline now.
Okay. These guys had a great match to kick off Raw.
Yeah.
I mean, Fandango, Johnny Curtis, before, he was put in the Fandango gimmick, is a great worker, and people always knew that backstage, that this guy was awesome in ring, and to put him out there with Daniel Bryan, I mean, the two of them, everything was clicking, man, to open Raw last night, and they gave it quite a bit of time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they went to a break, I think, right?
And I like the fact that, I mean, normally Raw opens up, you get that big 15, 20-minute long promo segment every week, it's the same thing. It's kind of cool to have Raw open up with a match every once in a while.
Especially a good match.
Right.
But, the only thing that I always notice about Fandango is that he's going to regret the finishing move he picked as his career goes on.
You're right. Yeah.
Coming off the top with a leg drop, my
nasty.
God, when he gets to be about 35, 40, he's going to regret
Ask Hogan about a regular leg drop.
He didn't even come off the top,
let
alone
he
can't even move these days.
Rope.
Yeah.
I know.
They always say, pick a finisher that's cool, but that doesn't beat your body up.
Same thing with Jeff Hardy with the Swanton all the
Stone
time.
Cold with the stunner. Anything where you have to drop on your ass or get slant, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, do something that doesn't involve beating your body up.
Yeah. We had our first Slammy Award. Booker T and Jerry Lawler came out. They were the, they announced LOL moment of the year.
They introduced the presenters for LOL. They were the hosts of the Slammies, and the LOL of the year presenters were the New Age Outlaws. Who came out in the Dumb and Dumber suits.
I missed them. And the crowd chanted, one more match here. You know what I mean?
Road Dogg still has it on the mic.
Still has it. Yep. Billy Gunn, they don't give him much mic time.
They actually made the whole joke about it.
They even referenced that last night. But, both of those guys, let's be honest, both of those guys are good to go and can work another match. Billy
Gunn,
were
at house shows for a couple of...
They were. They had been working
earlier this year,
Both of them are agents for WWE. Road Dogg is at the television tapings every single week, Raw and SmackDown, as a producer agent. Billy Gunn, not so much, but he's down at the WWE Performance Center. Right, helping those guys down there. But Road Dogg is on the road. BG James, Road Dogg, whatever you want to call him, is on the road. Like I said, at Raw and SmackDown TV tapings every week. So they announced. We don't have to go through the nominees, but the winner was Vicky Guerrero. Right, she wound
the Rock
up.
concert. Yeah.
The Rock sang to Vicky Guerrero. Rock came out on Twitter after this and thanked the WWE Universe. And
how hard would it have been to hit with the technology these days, Skype and everything?
Haven't got a promo?
Yeah. I understand, maybe they wouldn't do it if it wasn't, they could get their camera crews to film it, but he could do something on Skype or Tout or whatever the fuck and send it in.
I'll be honest with you. We left off the story at WrestleMania 29, the night after WrestleMania, when he didn't show up to Raw.
That's right.
He didn't show up to Raw the night after. And we put up an exclusive on the website that said there are issues between Rock and WWE. Rock went home, and we haven't heard from him since then.
Cena did an interview with ESPN not too long ago where he said, I won't get into it now, but maybe one day I'll tell the story.
Right.
And basically, there's something huge with Cena and Rock that went down.
We said Rock flew home the night of WrestleMania. After WrestleMania was over, they had him booked to appear at Raw the following day. They didn't find out until the early afternoon hours when Rock didn't arrive at Raw. They started making calls saying, Rock, where are you?
He was written into the show.
And Rock said, I flew back to Miami. I'm in Miami. I'm not going to be at Raw tonight because, like you said, they had him written into the show.
So whatever happened with him and Cena, who knows? But they're both putting a front on in the public because when they won the match of the year, Rock Cena for WrestleMania, Rock put a tweet out and said it was an honor to do the honors for Cena. Right. But there's something that happened there.
There were people that questioned Rock's injuries and why he flew back to Miami. Something happened.
The excuse he gave was because he got injured.
Right. That was the excuse.
Or something. Exactly. And he was going to see a doctor, his doctor, or something.
And there are people who question that. Yeah. There are people who question that. And we put it up on the websites. Some of the other websites says it's not the case. Rock and WWE are on good terms, this, that, and the other thing. The fact that he didn't cut a promo when, granted, the excuse could be, well, the fans were voting and we didn't know beforehand that Rock was going to win.
Yeah.
But judging with the LOL nominees, let's be honest, dude, everybody knew that was going to be the winner. Yeah. Somebody trashing Vicky Guerrero. Sorry, man. I
tell him every week, mute your phone. And here's what he has to do. Ready? Done. That's how long it takes to mute the phone.
I'm sorry, man. It's muted. It's
fucking muted. But no, I don't think it's that big of a deal that he didn't cut a promo. But like I said, how hard would it have been to just bring Skype up real quick, cut a little quick fucking 2-minute thing, and have it in case they need it, and they would have aired it either way, probably, But
right. But like I said, you knew that somebody trashing Vicky Guerrero, the fans are going to vote that. So say, Rock, listen, we know that you're going to win a Slammy Award. It's clearly obvious. Cut us a promo and thank the WWE Universe, and they didn't do it. So I just think there's more. Then people are saying Rock may never come back to WWE. There was talk about WrestleMania 30. Would The Rock be available? And a lot of people are saying Rock's not going to be there. So we'll see what happens.
He's almost definitely not going to be there for a match because movie commitments and stuff. But yeah,
right. Paul Walker, by the way, rest in peace to him, man. We didn't talk about that. But man,
the story came out today. Where Linda Hogan, told TMZ, your favorite website, that right before he died, he was about to join their Keep It on the Street, as it's called, charity.
His charity.
Yeah. Well, no, it was Nick Hogan's charity.
I think that's Linda Hogan's way of making herself, as sad and as bad as it sounds,
capitalizing on the story to get
Linda McMahon is capitalizing and trying to keep her name in the press by putting her name and inserting herself into a big story, despite the fact that it being a horrific death.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, the people, it's not like she sought out TMZ cameras. They stopped her. And she mentioned it, and it was legit. He was going to join the charity and all that, but
here's one thing I've learned over the years, that these celebrities, especially these D-list celebrities, they call these paparazzi, people and say, "Hey, I'm going
call them?
Paparazzi." Paparazzi.
There you go.
Paparazzi.
You said paparazzi.
P-A-P-P-E-R.
Don't even. I couldn't spell it off the top of my head.
But where these D-listers, especially the D-listers, say, "Hey, I'm going to be at the mall at this time,
LAX
have some cameras
Friday,
down here. Right, and I'll give you some big news or something like that," and they all flock down there. Let's see, we had, what was the next Slammy Award? It was Sandow and Santino, whatever that. It was Double Cross of the Year.
Angle with Langston and Sandow for Sunday. Then they went to the Double Cross of the Year. This is where the Shield came out in tuxes.
This was awesome.
Yeah, we got our first little tease of more dissension amongst the Shield members in this little spot, and then they introduced the nominees, which were we won't go through them all, but the winner was HBK screwing Daniel Bryan at Hell in a Cell.
Right, Double Cross of the Year.
Which I thought was bullshit, because Mark Henry's retirement swerve.
That's what I was thinking.
And did you see at the end of the night? At the end of the night, because that's where I think it was legit. At the end of the night, they had the champions all in the ring. He was one of them, and he had that same pink fucking sport jacket on.
Did he? So he was ready to come out.
Ready to come out in the same gear that he cut the promo in.
That was awesome. You guys remember that? I mean, we came out here the following day and said that is one of the best swerves that we had seen in a long time, because the dude had legit tears coming down his face.
Oh, dude, it was acting, fucking brilliant acting, and
awesome,
it's easily the best thing Henry's ever done, and I'd say one of the best performances in WWE all year.
Right, I agree with that, no doubt. But what are you going to do? They had Daniel Bryan and Shawn Michaels. And, that's another one where, even in the main event segment, Daniel Bryan, there was an angle where Daniel Bryan came out to accept an award later that Shawn Michaels had presented or was presenting, and they did kind of a showdown there.
Superstar of the Year, yeah.
Right, and then
HP
it was
Shizzle of the Year award, as Michaels wants to call it.
Corny, bro. So corny, man.
They tried to get that over not too long ago, and now he's still trying. Remember, he said it'll be trending worldwide, HP Shizzle, whatever the fuck.
Right. And not only that, but it was so predictable. That was one of the ones that when you were watching the pay-per-view, you knew it was predictable that Shawn was going to turn, and you knew the same thing with Heyman and CM Punk, that they were going to do that. It was a whole long, drawn-out angle.
Yeah, they wanted to find ways not to give Bryan the title, and these were the things they did. And the interesting thing was, Bryan won so many Slammies, you could say he won, or Shawn Michaels won because of Daniel Bryan in that one, too, because he screwed over Bryan. So, fans really love Bryan, and they let it be known last night. Hopefully WWE gets the hint and starts using the
I don't think they are. Vince just is not a fan. And you know what? You know what goes through Vince's mind? Well, obviously Daniel Bryan's going to get that reaction because we're in his hometown.
But he gets it every
single week.
And listen, the Slammy votes weren't all from fucking Washington. They were international votes on apps and online, and he won every fucking award. Damn near every award he was up for.
It's every single city that they go to. It's yes. You know what I mean? It's every city where they finally got it. They got to notice, and the fact that even I think the guys in the locker room want Daniel Bryan as WWE champion or world champion.
They all recognize that he's the best. And the other thing is, for the longest time, I was saying the chant yes is over more than Daniel Bryan. It's not indicative of how over Bryan is.
Right.
Wrong. Because now they're just
chanting.
And
I disagree with you.
You were right. They're chanting Daniel Bryan just as much as they're chanting yes now. And you know what I mean? It's not like Daniel Bryan's some cool thing to say like yes. It's just he loves the guy.
I don't think Vince McMahon doesn't like the look. Beard or no beard, Vince McMahon doesn't like his size, doesn't
not as
like
a main event
short.
face of the company guy, no.
I mean, he's been mocked on television. You're a midget, you get the ugly beard. I mean, of course, goat. The big troll, goat. Of course, they could shave off the beard. He'd look like a completely different guy, but it's just Vince McMahon thinks that he's an ugly, short,
I'd say without the beard, he'd have an even less chance of getting
no doubt.
Bigger play. Because I think the beard at least distinguishes him.
Right, I agree with that. We had The Miz against Kofi Kingston, and then they did the
Miz did a little heel turn there, and then
Diva of the Year award. Whatever Eve Torres made her return. She looks great. She's dating the MMA Gracie.
He's not an MMA guy, but he's a jiu-jitsu guy. Henner Gracie,
right. Eve Torres, even when she was in WWE and she would come out and she'd be on the stick, her voice shakes. She's nervous.
Yeah.
She's very nervous. And when she hasn't been on TV for quite some time now, she's been gone for a while, and then she comes back and she's got to go out there in front of 10, 15,000 people. She was extra nervous last night, man, and it clearly came through on the...
nervous or not?
She's hot. She's hot. Woo. A lot of makeup. No, listen, I've seen Eve Torres without makeup. There's some photos
girl, man.
She's a
crazy
hot
shape,
chick.
Too.
Yeah. Well, she's doing the MMA training and everything else.
She went to the Performance Center not too long ago as a guest trainer and was teaching jiu-jitsu, I think, to all the girls,
So, Diva of the Year, you mentioned it earlier, man. Everybody thought that AJ Lee...
I thought it was one of the easiest one to pick.
Right, and how do the Bella Twins... I mean, let's be honest, man. Bella Twins, they're dating John Cena, Daniel Bryan. I don't know, man. I mean, come on. Despite the fact that...
They are like the stars of Total Divas.
Total Divas. Maybe it's... Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The fans... I just don't feel like the fans would pick the Bella Twins to be Diva of the Year. I mean, it doesn't... If you're a... I just think the casual fan...
And they campaigned for him on Twitter really hard, too.
Did they?
Yeah, and they got...
How many followers did they
I don't know, but they got a lot. They don't have as many as AJ, but AJ didn't really campaign as hard as they did, so...
Got something in your eye?
It's like watering,
I don't know. That one caught me by surprise. And I think it caught a lot of people by surprise. I think it even caught the Bella Twins by surprise because
as it turned out, it was entertaining as shit to watch them get shit on by the crowd, and then the music cuts them off.
Train wreck, dude. It was a train wreck. Oh my god! Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. Thank you, and then the music fucking cuts them off. All right, we got about 15 minutes before we go to the break, guys. Like we said, in our numero dos, we're going to be taking your live phone calls. We'll give out the phone number right before we go to the break. Also, at the very beginning of our numero dos, we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to put some music up for you guys. We're going to come back. Major chaos at Raw last night. What happened immediately after the main event segment last night?
And during.
Raw goes off the air. During. What happened during the segment that led to what happened behind the curtains backstage last night after Raw went off the air? A lot of stuff went down near or around the gorilla position last night with Vince McMahon, Triple H, CM Punk, Bret Hart, Randy Orton. Just a lot of stuff that we're still working on. We haven't put it up on the websites like we talked about earlier. If you tuned in late, at the very beginning of hour number 2, we're going to be telling you guys about what we know so far. And this is going to be a story like we talked about it earlier that it's going to have update 1, 2, 3, 4. I think more and more about this story is going to come out over the next week. So it's going to turn into a pretty big deal. We're going to break it here on WZR TV, and then as soon as we go off the air here tonight, you're going to see the first of probably many posts on the website. So stick around for that. We're also going to talk a lot of news and rumors from the past week or so, and it's been quite the busy week. So
been a busy one, yeah.
Been a busy one.
Been a bit of it.
So Bella Twins come out, cut that promo. We had an 8-man tag team match. Ryback, Curtis Axel, Jack Swagger, and Cesaro. They lost to the team of Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes, Goldust, and Big Show. Talk a little bit about Rey Mysterio in hour number 2.
They named the tag team of Ryback and Curtis Axel Rybaxel. Dumbest name I've ever heard. But
somebody was it JBL that said Axel Rye or something like that. There were a couple names that the announcers kind of jumbled around, and
the announcers
they were bad.
Well, Jerry Lawler there to keep a little separation. Those two were fucking going at it all night.
That's the SmackDown team too, man. That's the SmackDown team they get every week. Let's see. We had a Superstar of the Year, Jerry Lawler and Booker T announced Shawn Michaels, who we had already seen. Prior,
because he won an award, now he's presenting an award.
So he comes out and he makes the corny HB shizzle. He renames the award. It's painful to watch. I've never been a fan of neither Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels, and it was either Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart.
Double negative, man.
But and we had both of them on Raw last night, and they both cut promos. Not necessarily promos, but they were both presenting awards, speeches, whatever. And they were both horrible, in my opinion. What'd you think of Shawn last night on Raw?
I don't like when he's a cheese ball. So yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I didn't think it was all that
terrible.
I like when he's serious. Same way as Cena. When Cena's a cheese ball, I want to blow my brains out. But when he gets serious, like the main event segment, he's fucking one of the best, man.
So nominations for Superstar of the Year, it was Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, Big Show. You know Big Show's not winning. Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and John Cena. You're thinking probably John Cena. It's WWE's guy. He's their guy. I would say Daniel Bryan.
I did a prediction thing for it. I picked him.
If the fan voting was real, which we found out that it was, then I would say Daniel Bryan, no doubt, because the fans have just completely taken to him.
Well, even if it wasn't, I think they wanted that tension with HBK and Bryan. Because there is rumors that Michaels will come out of retirement, WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan. I don't either, but I know there's rumors about it. Yeah.
But then, and they're saying that we didn't have the official numbers. They were never revealed on Raw, but they're saying that this vote was very close.
They had the numbers afterwards. They put a press release. I don't have it memorized. It was 1.6 million, something like that. I want to say
overall.
For the app.
Okay.
I don't know how many on the internet, but
but did they reveal like Brock Lesnar got?
Each 30%? No. Not that I know of. No.
We were told we put it up on the website that whoever came in second place here behind Daniel Bryan, probably John Cena,
or Lesnar, or Punk.
Or Punk, maybe John Cena or Punk. I would say Cena or Punk number 2 or 3, but it was close. It was very close voting. Daniel Bryan didn't win by a landslide, so that's all we know. But like Boone said, they didn't release the official numbers. Let's see. We had Sin Hunico against Alberto Del Rio once again. They've done this the past week or two on Raw. Sin Cara. We are probably going to put something up on the website. The real Sin Cara, his contract, WWE contract, current contract expires in January of 2014. According to one source, he was told at Raw last week that he was not going to be used on television on Raw anymore. And the idea here is Mystico, before he came to WWE, that's who he was known as, is done with WWE. They're going to let his contract expire, and then they are going to release him. As far as
keep the character alive.
As far as the character goes, Sin Cara, and the reason for that is because of all the masks that are selling.
Oh, the merchandise. Yeah, that's why they're keeping the character alive. And they're going to have Hunico, as you mentioned, portray Sin Cara now.
Right.
Last night, Hunico, Sin Cara, did a somersault powerbomb to Del Rio, and Del Rio suffered a concussion.
Right.
As a result, you put the article up about that late last night, and it was a WWE article, but it's legitimate. He suffered a concussion, and so that's what happened there.
You know what's interesting? And then we're gonna rush through because we got to talk about the. We'll get to the main event segment here in a second. But Del Rio was out there in the ring after suffering a concussion. Yeah. They put him out there as one of the foremost WWE.
But I don't know. They had that big schmoz at the end, so that could have been dangerous, I guess.
Right. Let's see. We had the fan participation award.
This was the most obvious one. Yes.
You're right. Yes. With the chants, Brodus Clay and Xavier Woods. Brodus Clay continued the heel turn.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. I like what they're doing with him.
Right.
I think he has good potential.
CM Punk, Dean Ambrose, awesome match.
Yeah, the crowd was kind of dead for it at first, but they got into it towards the end, and they teased the Shield breakup again. Ambrose came out, got in Rollins' face, got in Reigns' face. They said "fuck you" and left him.
Right.
So he went in the ring, he got beat. But as Punk was celebrating, out of nowhere, Reigns spears him.
That was awesome.
They wanted to set up the injury with Punk's ribs going into the match, which he sold throughout the night, and so that was that segment.
Extreme moment of the year, Mick Foley made his return, got the cheap pop, and
you can tell he's a stand-up comedian too. He's like got a real command of the stage there and the microphone.
It's on vibrate, bro. It's on vibrate.
Look who it is too. The fucking piece.
You're right, and he knows it. I sent him a text just a minute ago, or before we came on. I said, "Radio show, bro." All right, let's see. We had the so he presented the extreme moment of the year. The award went to CM Punk, and it was basically CM Punk, Kane's Paul Heyman, top of the cage, and
wasn't that big of a deal, but who cares? Punk came out in his underwear and accepted the award.
Match of the year, man. Bret Hart presented the award to John Cena. Talked about this earlier. John Cena against The Rock, WrestleMania 29. Wasn't match of the year. I mean, like you talked about, dude. CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, and Triple H, Brock Lesnar were way better than Cena versus Rock.
But I mean, nothing touches Lesnar and Punk, in my opinion. That match was amazing. And if you remember, as soon as they went backstage, they got the standing ovation behind the curtain from all the boys and all the crew. And everybody in the company widely considers that leaps and bounds above any match this year. It's easily the best match in the company, and wasn't even nominated. So there's some politics for it.
A lot of politics, man. We had a Divas match as a filler before the main event segment. It was Natalya against Tamina. Natalya submitted her, and then before Natalya came out, her music hit. She hugged Bret Hart. Thought that was a cool spot. And then the main event. Let's talk about it real quick, and then like we said, when we come back on the flip side, basically what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the main event from last night, and then after that we're going to give you a list of news that we're going to talk about in hour number 2. Then in hour 2 we'll come back, we'll reveal what happened after Raw last night. I know you guys have been waiting for that, and we're going to talk about the latest news and rumors over the past week or so. Also going to do rapid fire in our numero dos and taking your live phone calls as well. So here we go. The finale of Raw last night. By the way, they went until about 11:15 last night.
They went pretty late.
Huge overrun. So let's see here. They have all the former World and WWE champions in the ring. A lot of them. Whoever was
20 total, I believe.
Jack Swagger was out there. Big Show was out there. Del Rio,
Ziggler,
Mysterio,
Bryan, Bret, Shawn, Hunter.
So Cena. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are doing most of the talking, and we talked about Stephanie, putting over Triple H.
Punk's reaction.
Punk's reaction. They bring out John Cena and Randy Orton, right? And they come out, and the title's hanging in the middle of the ring. And throughout this, the crowd is just all over Daniel Bryan. Yes. It was non-stop.
To the point where Triple H stopped to let it run its course, but it wouldn't run its course. It just kept going and going.
And they tried to play into it numerous times and try to get the crowd, to do something else, and they just weren't having it. It was all Daniel Bryan.
Triple H tried to get heat by I never something about his looks, and he looks just like all of you. Boo! And then right back to Daniel Bryan.
Daniel
they just
Bryan.
weren't letting it go.
They weren't going to let it go.
They hijacked the segment.
Pretty much. So Randy Orton winds up cutting this promo.
Yeah, during his promo, he mentions the Montreal screw job, and so it's a little tease there. But
Montreal screw job and Bret Hart,
because he ran down one by one, if I would have had to the title. If I would have been back in your day, you wouldn't have had the title ever because I would have did this to you. You wouldn't have done the Montreal Screwjob because I would have killed you first.
And then he reverenced. He said, "Where's Brett? Where's Brett?" You know, and
kind of picked him up. Made sure to get that reference in, which was
Brett wasn't happy. Brett was not happy, and we're going to talk about that when we come back.
So he finished his thing. Cena then.
Cena, brother.
He gets on the mic, and they're still doing the Daniel Bryan. So he goes over and says, "Come here," grabs Bryan, brings him to the front, shows him off.
Improvised, basically improvised.
Yeah, tries to suck up to him to get the crowd to, and then he started running down Orton like a son of a bitch.
I mean, he talked about Randy Orton's behavioral issues, and he's had problems in the past.
Everything was handed to him ever since OVW before and then he had evolution with Triple H kissing his
It's funny. It's funny because he mentions that Randy Orton's has behavioral issues with management and everything else, and when we come back in hour number 2, Randy Orton threw a hissy fit after Raw went off the air.
Exactly what he was talking about.
Exactly what he was talking about.
And the other ironic thing was Cena saying Orton had everything handed to him.
Right.
Of all people to say that, Cena earned a lot. Don't get me wrong, throughout his career, but he was also handed a lot too.
Right.
So it's just kind of funny to see that little twist. And then, so basically they did all that. Next thing you know, Cena sticks his hand out, and they shake hands. Orton cheap shots him. Cena beats it, and the next thing you know, there's a big schmoz. And this leads to Punk goes over. What was it?
Randy Orton tried to push away, kind of facepalm CM Punk, and CM Punk gave this look. Are you serious? Turns around and goes after Randy Orton.
Triple H is the one that.
And then when Triple H is going after Orton, Triple H comes up from behind and throws Punk off, right, and tries to split it up. Punk then comes back and grabs Triple H. They start brawling. And Shawn Michaels, Daniel Bryan got into it. And then Stephanie McMahon took a bump here.
Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon
Orton
takes a bump and
pushed somebody into her. She went down. And at this point, the ring was pretty much cleared. And so Stephanie's down, and Triple H takes the focus off of anything involving TLC.
Right.
He pedigrees Orton.
Makes
him look like a babyface a little bit.
So Raw goes off the air with
Triple H standing tall and his music playing.
And
Cena standing with him.
Cena standing with the Authority. So while Randy Orton's been with the Authority, now we've got John Cena standing with the Authority. It was a great segment to end Raw. The crowd fucked it up, and WWE was pissed off about that. So we'll come back. We'll get more into the main event of Raw last night.
Oh, we haven't even started telling them the story yet. That was just what happened on Raw.
On Raw. Now,
behind the curtain, at the same time, whole different situation. And we have a lot to tell you about that.
What happened after Raw, like Boone said, behind the scenes, we are going to talk about that. Also, in hour number 2, we're going to run down the news and rumors over the last week or so. Then there's been a lot. There's been a lot of stuff that happened over the past few weeks.
It's been a busy week, as always.
We'll start off here with, like we talked about, major exclusive news. What happened after Kramer stopped rolling at the gorilla position backstage at Raw last night. When we come back, on the flip side, we're going to get right into that for you guys.
Also during the news, we're going to talk about Davey Richards and what's going on with the Ring of Honor Final Battle show, which takes place this weekend. How does Matt Hardy fit into this? We'll let you know everything going on there in hour number 2.
AJ Styles leaving TNA Wrestling. We have it confirmed today that when his short-term contract expires next week on the 16th, he is done with TNA. Not going to be back.
Another big star in TNA is Jeff Hardy. Is he leaving the company? We'll let you know in hour number 2.
WrestleMania 31, they held a press conference today. The location, the date, and ticket prices have been announced. We're going to talk about it coming up in a couple of minutes.
Speaking of WrestleMania, what's going on with Hulk Hogan's status for the biggest show of the year? We will let you know in hour number 2.
Rey Mysterio seen limping after his match on Raw last night. Is it time for Rey to hang it up? What's the deal? Is he injured? Is he going to be out? Coming up in a couple of minutes.
What's going on with Christian? We're going to let you know in a few moments.
Alberto Del Rio suffered a concussion. Talk about that here in hour number 1. We'll address it more in hour number 2. Is he going to miss time? What's the deal? What's the process to get him back in ring competition?
Del Rio's not the only guy banged up. Another guy's banged up named CM Punk, the best in the world. What's going on with him? There's a lot going on with him, actually, and we're going to let you know all of it.
Big news. Things went down last night with CM Punk after Raw. right on the flip side when we come back and talking about that. Also, WWE's creative process and has Vince McMahon lost his mind? Why so many changes? What's the deal? What happens on Monday afternoon and Monday evening that leads to the creative process? We're talking about it.
We're going to give you some more details on the situation involving Sin Cara, and also is this lovely lady named Layla. Is she on her way out the door? We're going to let you know that and a whole lot of other shit in just a few moments in an hour that you like to call Numero Dos.
Numero Dos.
Yeah, right.
Big news coming up after the break, guys. We know you guys have been waiting for this. We're going to give it to you. Taking a quick commercial break. You're listening to WZR TV Tuesdays with Matt Boone.
That's me.
And Ryan Clark.
That's him.
We'll be back right after this. Man, it's going to be a busy night, man. It's going to be a busy night on the website. So stay tuned as we go off the air here tonight. It's going to be a busy one, man. Going to be a lot of news, rumors. We got WWE SmackDown and main event spoilers. They may tape WWE Superstars as well. We're back on WZR TV Tuesdays. Time for our numero dos. The Matt Boone Show is back on. The Matt Boone Show.
Matt Boone Show.
Not the Ryan Clark Show. No Ryan Clark love?
Forget Ryan.
No Ryan Clark.
This is where the future is, right here. No? I can't see you. You're sitting right there.
Alright. So, we got to get into it. Live chat room is packed tonight.
It's a big one.
It's a big show, man.
It's a
I'm trying to switch things up, man, where we can give some news that we haven't put up on the website, like every Tuesday night, to give people a reason to tune in, like we have tonight. If we get an exclusive story, not only that, but the person that emailed us this morning has turned into a new source of news for us, where we've kind of negotiated today, where we're going to be getting some stuff that we can put up on the websites for you guys, and then kind of come on here on Tuesday night and
listen.
And
sometimes we seek out stuff. We'll hear something or we'll read something and we'll go to our people and try and get the details right. And then other times, especially in situations like this where something huge happens, people will come to us and say, "Listen, you guys, this is what happened," and then we have to verify if it's a legitimate source, which we did. So everything we're about to get into right now is 100% accurate.
It is, and we only have some of the details right now. Like I said,
more, yeah.
There's going to be updates on this throughout the week that we're going to get into. But just stay tuned to the websites is all I can say. We're going to give you what we have right now, what went down after Raw. By the way, I forgot to do this during the commercial break. Rapid fire.
Oh shit! If you'd like to participate in the rapid fire, which I think we should do off and on yours 1 week, mine the next week.
We should. We
should
should now.
Little way, but,
you know what? We should. I like it.
Alright, for this week, we need you to go to the normal spot of Facebook.com/ hold it. I see your finger.
I'm holding it.
Ryan Clark WZR. That's Facebook.com/ Ryan Clark WZR. Get on over there. The rapid fire post is up. Give us your questions and comments. We'll answer them here at the end of the hour in a rapid style fashion. What happened at Raw last night, Ryan?
What happened at Raw last night? A lot happened at Raw tonight. By the way, if you guys are new tonight, tell them. If they're new, we're here every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 Eastern Time. If you guys like what you hear, come back every Tuesday, 8 to 10 Eastern Time.
Like you just told them.
Same place, same time. WZROnline.com/chat. Lots and lots of people in there every week. It's a good time that we have here every Tuesday night. So, we just, before we went to the break, this is why a lot of people have tuned in tonight. Before we went to the break, we talked about the Raw segment, and one of the big things during that segment was
the main event segment. Yeah.
The main event segment of Raw last night. And one of the big things that happened during that is the crowd chants that we had last night with Daniel Bryan, where they were just non-stop as far as, yes, Daniel Bryan.
And it had nothing to do with Daniel Bryan, was the bad part, because they're trying to get over this historic match where they're going to combine the titles, and it's the final big push for the selling of the pay-per-view for this Sunday, and it's their last chance to really hard sell all their fans into ordering it.
Right.
And it was completely hijacked by the Seattle fans who were in love with Daniel Bryan, who's their hometown boy. And yeah, it got to the point where there were some people backstage that were freaking out at how much the crowd was ruining.
One of those people.
Yeah, Vince and some other high level executives were not happy at all. I mean, we heard that they were pissed fucking mad.
Real pissed.
That the crowd was ruining what they were trying to do.
Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, even if you looked in the ring, Stephanie, the look on Stephanie's face was like, you gotta be kidding me. Even Triple H too, like, you gotta be kidding me. He's the one
trying to talk, so he stops and...
Triple H stopped at one point and basically tried to, like you said earlier,
let it run its course.
Let him just,
all right, it was never going to stop.
Get it all out of your systems, and then we'll move on from here because we're trying to promote TLC this Sunday, like you said, big historic.
It was
match.
almost like the fans fucked with them too, because he stopped, let them run their course, and then when it seemed like they were done, he started picking back up, and it was like they just stopped long enough for him to go back into it, so that they could drown him out.
Drown him out again.
As a fan watching,
it was awesome.
I thought it was fucking great.
It was great.
Listen, the way they screwed Daniel Bryan the last few months,
they deserve it.
Yeah,
they deserve it.
Hey, you fucked us. We're fucking you right back.
Right back. Right back. One of the biggest match of the year, TLC. Or one of your biggest main event matches of the year. Let's be honest.
Certainly the last main event of the year worth of shit. Yeah.
And they've got Daniel Bryan, who's not even in the match, like you said. So basically, what happened is, John Cena during that segment kind of improvised a little bit and said, come here, Daniel.
Yeah.
Come on over here, and said, where are you from? Do you have a mother or father that's ever been in the wrestling business? Referring to Randy Orton, Cowboy Bob Orton, where when Randy came in, he's pretty much had everything handed to him in WWE, and then he's had behavioral issues. So you guys know what happened on Raw. You guys saw it. Even the facial expressions that CM Punk made, this, that, and the other thing. Here's what happened. Backstage last night, after Raw went off the air, Stephanie remained out there for a little bit, but Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Randy Orton, CM Punk went backstage, eventually came back out and did a spin-a-rooney, but the majority of people went backstage. And when they got backstage, where do we even start? I guess...
during the segment, they were freaking out, like we said, about the crowd. So they're freaking out. They're fucking going nuts backstage at the gorilla position, mainly.
They're already not happy.
Yeah, so they're already fucking freaking that the crowd's ruining this, and they're sending cues, guys, barrel through it, and it's just
right.
It was
Let's start with Bret Hart first and foremost.
Okay.
We'll get all of it was
Bret
Hart
was the lesser ones, yeah.
During the show, it was scripted for Randy Orton to mention the Montreal Screwjob. Beforehand, Bret Hart...
He was specifically told to say the comments he made about the Screwjob. So he didn't say anything out of line.
It wasn't Randy going off script and mentioning the Screwjob. That was part of the script. The problem that Bret Hart had was he wasn't notified
he wasn't tipped off
that it was in the script beforehand. So when he gets to the back, he says, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The least you could do is tell me. And we just got done talking in hour number 1 about how serious Bret is and how...
Well, shit, look what the Montreal Screwjob was. It was the company doing something that Bret had no knowledge of that made him look like an asshole.
And with Sean out there as well. Sean was
basically, they did like a little mini Screwjob to him again because he didn't know that was coming.
He didn't know it was
coming. He got whacked upside the head with
Sean was standing right next to him, pretty much, in the ring. So it's like, oh man. So we had that. There was Bret Hart. Randy Orton and CM Punk. Randy Orton all we know right now is Randy Orton threw some sort of hissy fit.
Which he's famous for.
Which he is famous for. He's had behavioral issues in the past. He's been known to throw hissy fits backstage. He's been known to get loud. That happened.
Listen, Mr. Anderson
threw a temper tantrum.
Lost his job because of an Orton hissy fit.
Exactly.
Orton got hurt in a match with Anderson once, and because Orton threw such a fit, it was pretty much... I don't want to say he gave the company an ultimatum, me or Anderson, but it was...
It was along those lines. He made it clear that he didn't want Anderson.
Threw a big enough fit that WWE released Anderson as a result. And that was a guy who had a lot of potential, if you remember, at that particular time.
Right.
Of really becoming a next big fucking star in WWE. But because he hurt the precious Orton, not only did he lose his push, he lost his job.
We're still working why Randy Orton threw a hissy fit. Did he hear that Bret Hart was pissed that he mentioned...
I think it was the browbeating that Cena gave him.
It may have been that where he thought that Cena went overboard.
A lot of the comments Cena made rubbed him the wrong way.
Behavioral issues and everything else. Where Cena, and not only that, but there was heat on John Cena for going off script with the Daniel Bryan stuff, where Daniel Bryan wasn't even part of the match. So people were, there were people in management that were saying, Daniel Bryan's got nothing to do with the match. I understand that you're trying to play into the live crowd, but on the other hand, we're trying to get Daniel Bryan, we're trying to get everybody to stop talking and stop chanting about Daniel Bryan, and you just bring him in, which creates even more fan response by bringing him in. So Cena went off script. CM Punk then, as Randy Orton is throwing a hissy fit near Gorilla, right behind the curtain here, this all went down. As Randy Orton's throwing a hissy fit, CM Punk and Randy Orton get into it backstage.
I believe I think their problems, and we're still waiting to find out more details. I think it had something to do with the big schmoz at the end, where something happened between them.
Something happened with CM Punk
that
and Randy Orton
was freaking out about, and Punk, I guess.
Orton was angry. Orton was angry at a lot of things.
Yeah.
Everyone and anything about. He's angry at John Cena that he went way overboard during his promo, basically trashed him, put him under, saying that he was a nobody if it wasn't for his father. I mean, Randy threw a temper tantrum. This got to CM Punk, and, like you said, something happened in ring between CM Punk and Orton. CM Punk and Orton backstage got into a loud verbal confrontation. CM Punk saying things along the lines of, I don't need this company, and there's been talk
Was there a big blow up between Orton and Punk, or was it?
There was a loud argument between CM Punk and Randy Orton.
They just had, they had heat with each other, but I didn't know if
they've had a long pre-existing heat, and it went overboard last night. So you've got Orton pissed at everybody. You've got CM Punk and Orton going back and forth. You've got CM Punk pissed off, who's been pissed off for months now, doesn't like the WWE booking, doesn't like WWE's creative stuff, thinks it's a joke, thinks it's corny, and so you've got all these people, all this shit going down backstage. Now CM Punk's been telling friends just in recent months that I'm thinking about retirement. I'm banged up, number one. I don't like it here. It's all politics.
He doesn't like the new direction, though.
This is all politics. It's always been about politics in WWE. CM Punk is not that kind of guy, and that's why you've seen CM Punk come out and cut these promos left and right, where it seems like he doesn't give a fuck, because he doesn't care. It's like CM Punk's got this attitude of, fire me. Go ahead and fight. I don't need WWE. I'm here. You want me. I'm a big draw for your company. I sell a lot of merchandise. I'm one of your top tier stars, and I don't need you. So he's telling friends that he may be retiring in years to come. Granted, if he retires from WWE, I think you'll see him right back on the indie scene. I mean, there may be some time off, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to a company like Ring of Honor or something like that. Just because I think he wants a way out of WWE where he's fed up, man.
He's known as a moody guy. Like, it's always said that it's a bad example, because the reason Shawn Michaels is known as this was because of drugs, or Road Warrior Hawk would be another good example. It was always said that when you got to the building, you didn't know what mood Road Warrior Hawk was going to be in. Was he going to be the friendly or the pissed off or the grumpy, whatever? Punk is the
same way.
They don't know what mood he's going to be in. Is he going to be in a bitchy, moody attitude mood, or is he going to be the fun-loving, free flow?
And I think John Morgan in the chat room brings up a great point where he says, Clark, Vince and Triple H hate the fact that Punk isn't afraid of them, where the majority of the WWE roster, if you're face-to-face with Vince McMahon or Triple H, yes, you're yes men to them. You know what I mean? Anything they say.
Even if you speak up, you do so, but Punk's more of along the lines of, even before he was a star, he was famous for the writers would walk up and hand them the script for his promo, and he would look at it and say, that's great. Crumple it up in a ball and throw it right in their fucking face, right on the ground. Like, I'm not doing that. So, and
he's not afraid.
This was before he had the stroke, if that's what you want to say, that he has now, because he's a top tier star.
He's
just a very what's the word? Free spirit. Like, he doesn't care. He wants to. He loves wrestling.
Right.
He loves doing what he does, but he's not a yes man or a puppet. He's just gonna do his own thing, and if they don't want him to,
he's not afraid. He'll leave. He'll leave out the door. And basically, I mean, there's been times just in recent months where CM Punk has threatened to leave WWE and says, I will walk out right now. I don't care, And then when things boil over like they did last night on Raw, or after Raw went off the air, I mean, there was just a lot of things, a lot of pissed off people backstage at the gorilla position last night. We're going to put a big article up on the website. It is right here. We're reading it right now. It's already been typed up. Boone and I both worked on it. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Boone and I were both working on it earlier today, so it is going to go up on the website. Pretty much all the details that we know right now. We're going to be making phone calls either after we go off the air here tonight or tomorrow to do a follow-up on this, and we expect to have more late in the week, but from what people are saying, it was,
we'll probably have more tomorrow.
Chaos at the gorilla position. People were pissed off. Randy Orton temper tantrum.
So you got to look at it from the sequence of events perspective. Immediately, there's already chaos at gorilla because of the crowd and the way they're shitting all over the segment. Then the segment ends. Everybody's backstage. And a lot of this didn't happen, as I understand it, until the full show was over. That's why Punk goes out, he does the spinneroonie, blah, 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 blah. They kind of, when the show is over is when a lot of shit goes down. But, because they got to stay professional while the show's on the air, while the crowd's out there. You got to, if you're called to go do something, especially off air where a lot of stuff is spontaneous. But, long story short, yeah, there was a lot of shit going down. Orton's hissy fit. Management freaking out about the crowd. Brett being upset
Orton's had
about
these hissy fits in the past, and it just makes it. Yeah, I mean, he's such. Right, and there's. I'm telling you, stay tuned to the websites. We're gonna put this up as soon as we go off the air here tonight, and then if something big enough breaks, we can set this whole shindig back up. Even if we don't do this, we could do a radio show or something like that, like a breaking news type audio update, where we can come on here, put the stream up, and give you guys anything breaking.
Real quick, Master Kennedy says why they call it the gorilla position. It was named after the late great Gorilla Monsoon.
That's correct.
They're going bananas. But then they're asking about the spelling, and they spell it like G-U-E-R-I-L-L-A.
Right.
No, it's Gorilla Monsoon, G-O-R-I-L-L-A.
Right.
So there's the gorilla position back.
That's basically where Vince McMahon sits.
And even other companies, TNA calls it gorilla. I mean, it's just,
they all
what the spot became known as, and it's because of Gorilla Monsoon. But yeah, it's literally right behind the curtain where the guys walk out.
Right.
It's right behind the curtain.
There's a table there. There's a table, kind of like the
monitors,
announcer's booth.
Headphones.
Like the announcer's booth, they've got the monitors, they've got the headsets, like Boone said.
And that's where Vince will communicate stuff to the ref who wears an earpiece.
Vince is
or
sitting
the
there.
announcers that have a special headset that they can hear from the back. And
it's
very famous that Michael Cole or Jim or whoever's at commentary, Mick Foley couldn't deal with it, so he left. When anybody's sitting there during commentary, they're sitting there trying to talk to the audience during the show.
And you've got somebody in
someone's
your ear.
yelling. A lot of times Vince is famous for yelling and scolding them. Yeah, like yelling at them like little kids. Like, no, you motherfucker, say that. And you're trying to call a match, have a conversation.
And you've got somebody right in your ear. Right in your ear.
It's a pain in the ass.
It's difficult. I mean, there's been times, and you can see it on commentary, where they've shot at the commentary booth, and the guys look pissed off. Like, wow, man, are you serious?
There's been some glimpses. Actually, we have a photo at WZROnline.com /photos of Triple H and Vince at Gorilla. And there's also been, like in the Beyond the Mat documentary movie, there's some scenes at Gorilla, Hitman Hart wrestling with Shadows documentary. So there's been. You've seen the gorilla position before if you've watched a lot of documentaries and things like that. A lot of the WWE produced documentaries, they'll show guys walking past gorilla and stuff.
So that's where everything went down last night, and we're going to give you guys more details on that, like I said, throughout the week. And by the way, don't go away, man. We're entertaining, right? We know we have a lot of new people listening tonight. We're going to try to give you guys an exclusive news bit, something every week that we haven't put up on the websites, 8 to 10 Eastern Time, WZROnline.com, or wherever you guys found us tonight. Just come back every Tuesday night, come to the website around 8 o'clock Eastern Time. You'll be able to find the same link that you found tonight. Chat room, come on in. Lots of good people, man. WZR Army is a bunch of good people where... if you don't check us out every Tuesday, why not? We're entertaining, right?
God damn it, we're the most entertaining son of bitches on planet Earth. Or
there we go.
Like that.
So, let's move on, brother. Let's move on. We'll get into, the latest news that we kind of hyped up. Yeah. Going into the hourly break, we talked about AJ Styles and TNA. What's the deal with Davey Richards? Any new updates on that front? Final battle this Saturday. We're going to New York City, baby.
Are we going?
We're going to New York City.
A lot of WrestleMania stuff to get into. There was the press conference today.
Well, yeah, man. Yeah.
MMA, if you want to get into it, there's a couple scoops I could give you there.
All right.
And we'll take your phone calls throughout the hour at 518-712-3070. 518-712-3070. Call us up and
if you guys got any questions on what we just talked about, or if you want to talk about Randy Orton's hissy fits and everything else that he's been known to throw, Any questions, any stories over the past week that you guys want to talk about? Like Boone just said, give us a call right now. It's 518-712-3070. Call us up. We're going to be here all of hour number 2. Going to do a rapid fire as well. Facebook.com/RyanClarkWZR. Submit your questions, whatever you guys want to talk about. We only have one phone line, so if we don't answer you the first time, keep calling back, and we will eventually get to you.
Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, quick question. With AJ Styles leaving, do you see WWE giving him a shot, or is he too old at the age of 36 to go to WWE?
Thanks for the call.
It's a good question, man.
You want to get to the AJ? Okay, let's go to the AJ thing.
AJ Styles been taking bookings, like you talked about earlier, through Bill Behrens, guy that we used to work with. Basically has told promoters he's open to whatever. AJ's contract expired a couple of months ago, right before Bound for Glory. They signed him to a short-term contract. I think it was 2 or 3 months into the middle of
to get them
December.
through their current storylines.
To get them through the current storylines. Contract expired or expires on December 16th. I believe that's next Tuesday, right? Or Monday. It may be Monday.
I think it's a Tuesday, the 16th.
It may be
maybe the 17th
Monday.
is a Tuesday.
So AJ's contract expires. The holdup here was over money issues, and they were not able to come to terms on money, so he has officially said, I am done come next Monday. I'm going from TNA.
All right, caller, you're on the air. Real quick, what's on your mind, man?
Hey, I was just wondering how you guys scored the Bigfoot Mark Hunt fight, and I was also wondering, do you think Sweet Tea and Brodus Clay will have a match at WrestleMania?
Sweet Tea. He's always asking about Sweet Tea.
Sweet Tea. How do we score the Mark Hunt and Bigfoot fight? I don't remember scoring. I was so into that fight.
That was one.
Especially when the round 5, we were going fucking nuts, and because we had some money on the fight. And
that was one of the best heavyweight fights I've ever seen,
best.
Right? Yeah.
Not ever in MMA.
Awesome.
UFC, best heavyweight fight ever.
Yeah.
Pride had some great heavyweight fights. Scoring, I don't know. I just thought it was weird that it was a majority draw. I was glad that it was a draw, because you hate to see somebody lose in a fight like that. But
they were so tired by the time the 5th round came around. It was, I mean, even the 4th and 5th round, they were just
as far as Clay and Sweet Tea, I'm sure, I don't know if they can wait all the way to WrestleMania, because they started the angle now, and it seems like that would be something that they would get into.
Who cares?
I mean, Brodus Clay's heel turn. I think he means because he's turning heel, are we going to have that match with those two guys against each other at WrestleMania? I think they'll do it before.
I think it's going to be Royal Rumble, if anything.
Probably, yeah.
Right? 2 big guys, too, you know what I mean? That'll be, I mean...
Caller, you're on the air. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Master Kenny from the chat room.
Hey, now.
Hey, I have a question. Since they announced that WrestleMania 31 is going to be on the West Coast in California, what do you guys think of them switching it up for SummerSlam on the East Coast? Thanks.
Thank you.
SummerSlam, they're going to make it a yearly tradition to have it in Los Angeles,
Well,
California.
it's already been an annual tradition.
For the last couple of years.
But
right.
I think because WrestleMania is going to be there, they might switch it to the East Coast. I don't know. I don't know if that's official yet. The reason WrestleMania 31 is in is it Santa Clara? No, wait, what is it?
Santa Clara. It's at Levi's Stadium,
Levi's.
the Levi's Stadium, the home of the San Francisco 49ers. I believe it's a brand new stadium.
And the reason that they, it is. But the reason they went there instead of Philadelphia, which was rumored, is because of the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 50 is going to be in Levi's Stadium, and I don't think they don't want to follow a WrestleMania or a Super Bowl in the same year in the same venue. So they decided,
WrestleMania 32, although it's not confirmed, it looks like Cowboy Stadium in Dallas, Texas. So
and that's a big ass stadium. UFC keeps
huge
talking about if they ever. Well, they would always say if we ever do the super fight between Anderson Silva and GSP, we would do that at Dallas Stadium. That'd be our first big North American stadium show.
That's 2 brand new stadiums.
No, not North American, USA, because they did one in Canada with GSP Shields.
Right.
They went to the Rogers Center. But so they're talking about Dallas, and that would be really cool because they could squeeze about 100,000 people.
Radio show, dude.
Caller, you on the air? What's going on?
What up, Clark? It's Rago.
What up, brother?
Rago.
One question, actually 2. Any idea who Davey's partner is going to be at the pay-per-view, and how's it feel to get kicked out of the play?
It's not Homicide, is it? I mean, is Homicide in another match on the card, a tag team match? I think it may be Homicide, to be honest with you.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, Davey's not on there. It's Eddie.
It's Eddie Edwards and I think Homicide.
Eddie, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, so it's Roderick Strong and Jay Lethal against Eddie, and they haven't announced the guy because it was going to be Matt Hardy, but now Matt Hardy's going to be wrestling Adam Cole.
Matt Hardy.
Who is it?
No, it's not. It's who's Hardy wrestling? They just put out a statement yesterday. We put it up on the website. I think it's Homicide with Eddie Edwards.
It might be. Thanks for the call, Ryan. Call us back. We got
see you Saturday, bro.
Got to open the lines up here. We're getting a lot of calls. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, do you guys think it's kind of bullshit that the UFC started on the premise of we have all the best fighters in the world, and then they don't sign Ben Askren and he's ranked in the top 10 on many credible outlets?
Absolutely. Thanks for the call. Yeah, no, that's definitely.
We should keep them on the line when we can.
Well, because other callers keep coming in, and then we run out of time to get the other one.
Right.
But UFC has always been about this is where the best fighters fight, this and that, and then they had the opportunity to sign Ben Askren, somebody that a lot of people think could beat GSP. He's welterweight, has great amateur wrestling credentials, probably the best amateur wrestler in the sport right now, along with Johnny Hendricks, who he has history with. So it would have been a perfect guy to bring in because not only could he give GSP a challenge, be a fresh match for GSP. He's very entertaining too. He cuts great promos. He's a shit talker, but his style in the ring is very boring. So UFC chose not to sign him basically for that reason. Even though he's one of the best, his style is not very entertaining to watch. So they didn't sign him. So a lot of MMA fans are like, "Well, you guys promote that you have the best fighters in the world, and one of the best in the world is available, and asking you to sign. Why would you not sign him?"
Right.
So Dana White said he should go to World Series of Fighting, get some real wins under his belt because he didn't get that many big names under his belt in Bellator. Instead of signing with World Series of Fighting, where he could have fought John Fitch, Josh Berkman, Rusamar Paul Hollers. There's some real guys over there. He went to 1FC for more money, where Phil Baroni's over there. There's really nobody from the fight, so he just took the money.
Or on the subject of UFC, GSP was announced right before we came on the air here tonight. Put it up at MMAscoops.com. He's going to make a major announcement regarding his future in MMA and UFC this coming Friday.
Yeah, Friday in Montreal, he's having a press conference. He's going to announce what his plans are as far as taking time off, which he mentioned at the pay-per-view. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hi, I'm calling about this the TLC pay-per-view on Sunday.
Okay.
Where are you from, brother? You from Albany? You from Albany, New York?
No, actually, I'm that person who's using the Magic Jack number.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, all right, no doubt.
I was curious. Is there any way that you guys can actually show it over broadcast or no?
You're talking about like a live stream?
Yeah.
We put up. Unfortunately, man, live streams are illegal. So if we were to put it up on the stream, like you see us tonight, I mean, of course we could put it up, but you know, WWE would we would get sued, and WWE would contact Justin.tv, and they would shut us down, and Ustream and whatever else. So basically, any streams that go up, WWE, you know, the legal department contacts us, gives us a cease and desist letter. What we've been doing
Jerry McDivitt.
on WZR, Jerry McDivitt.
Jeremy or Jerry?
Jerry.
Jerry.
Yeah. He's WWE's legal guy. I've gotten numerous cease and desist letters from him. But basically, what we've been doing, man, on WZROnline.com, we're doing audio, so you can at least hear it. You may not be able to see it, but we do the play-by-play, and then we put the audio up on the websites as well. So we're gonna have that for you on Sunday night at WZROnline.com.
Okay, thank you.
All right, be good, man.
Thanks for the call. All right, let's shut the phone lines down for a minute so we can get into some.
Yeah, let's talk.
While we're talking streams, it's not a stream, but we do. As of last week, our guy, what the fuck's his name? Daniel Humphreys, our archive guy. He actually now
on YouTube.
Yeah, he used to do the archives for the radio show on YouTube. He has this great YouTube channel set up. The link, you don't know it, do you? WZR
It's youtube.com/WZR archive.
I think it's /user/WZR.
You don't have to put user.
You don't have to?
Okay,
so check that out. And yeah, it's really nice setup. But he used to just do the radio archives. Then when we switched to a video show, he would just put the audio of the video show up. Now he's putting the video on YouTube in one file. It's not a
whatever you guys are seeing right here. It's one file, like Boone said, and he
watch the whole show in one file. So a lot of people who like to watch on their phones, if you have a YouTube app, you can watch our archives there. So you should check it out. It's really cool.
Exactly. And by the way, as far as the guy with the streams, a guy that we use streams, shouldn't be telling him that, but WBSports.net is you pay $10 or $15, you get an HD quality stream. It's a great website. They've always been
shut down.
They've always been good to us. So I'll throw it out there for you guys. That's what we use, and they've always been good to us. So check it out. Speaking of checking things out, our live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Get there, lots of people in there as always tonight. We're gonna have the archive up of this show, by the way, as soon as we go off the air here tonight. All right, let's. You said we're gonna shut down the phone lines. We'll do some rapid fire questions. We got about 20 minutes to go. Let's talk about some of this news, man. We already talked about AJ Styles. He is officially gone from TNA.
Real quick, though, connecting with the AJ story, apparently a lot of guys in TNA are worried that when their deals expire, because of the TNA cutbacks, the financial cutbacks, that they're not going to be able to get the same money they're making now. And they're worried about how much of a cut they're going to get, asked to take if they re-sign. So it looks like a lot of guys like Kazarian, Daniel, names like this that probably make more money than they're willing to pay in the future.
Right, bring up what you told me earlier, where any guys, if their deals are expiring, they're being asked to take a major pay cut, correct? I don't know. Did you mention that?
That's what I said.
All right. They're being asked to take a major pay cut. Yeah. So when those deals come up, yes, a lot of them are probably going to run into some issues where are they going to want to take a lesser deal?
Yeah.
And if not, they're out.
It looks like Japan and Mexico is about to get some great U.S. stars. And the indie scene might get a lot more entertaining too. Ring of Honor could have some great names back in there again. And
Speaking of people leaving TNA, Jeff Hardy. The deal with Jeff Hardy, they did an angle. Here's a spoiler. Turn your speakers down for...
We'll give you the thumbs up sign when we're done with the spoiler.
Thumbs up sign. They ran an angle at the Impact tapings. Not sure when it's going to air because they taped so many weeks of TV.
Yeah, they're already taped through the first week of January.
Oh, way into...
Or the second week of January.
I think it's halfway through January, maybe. But the deal is they wrote them off TV. You guys know that in the past, whenever TNA goes overseas, Jeff Hardy is not on those tours, and the reason for that is he's got visa issues. So they figured we're going to write him off TV because they're headed over to TNA, they're to the United Kingdom. They're going to do that big tour in early 2014. Yeah. Jeff Hardy's not going to be able to go on that tour, and with that, they're taping Impact overseas in the United Kingdom. So Jeff Hardy is not going to be able to make the tour in the first place. Then they're going to tape Impact. Jeff Hardy wouldn't be able to appear on Impact. So eventually they are going to bring him back, but it was just a way through early 2014 to write him off TV so he doesn't have to go on tour.
Also, what the hell was I just going to say? It's a tour in India too, so they're starting to really look at, and I think that's a smart idea. It's very smart. By the way, we're back to a non-spoiler discussion, but yeah, and connecting that with the AJ Styles and the guys worried about the pay cuts and stuff. The fuck was I just gonna say?
India, they're going overseas. It's a smart idea to go overseas because
even with the pay cuts, they don't need a lot of the guys they have. Listen, they're great athletes. They're great performers in the ring. Some of them are very entertaining, great promos, great charisma, great characters. But their rating, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have that rating. No matter, they don't really need all these high-paid guys to get a 1.0. I mean, I think they're pretty much, that's their core fan base. That's going to be there.
I think that's established, that no matter what.
That's my point. So they could save a lot of money by being like, listen, we got to give you a pay cut. If you don't want it, you're welcome to leave. And I don't think it's going to affect their rating, which doesn't affect their business.
And look at Hogan. Hogan's gone from TNA. They paid Hogan all that money. Do you remember when TNA first signed Hulk Hogan? He said, you give me a couple of years in this company, we're going to be competing with WWE. We're going to be getting 3.0 ratings, this, that, and the other thing. Bro, you're still at a 1.0. And now you're gone from the company, and they're still at a 1.0. So it's like that hardcore fan base.
Just turn into a Hogan. You hate that motherfucker.
Who likes Hogan, bro? I mean, all right, people like Hogan as a wrestler. I don't like the behind the scenes. I don't like the politicking Hulk Hogan, and he's never going to change. And he exaggerates all the time. He lies all the time. He's been caught numerous times, and it's just Hogan's to the point where it's like, all right, bro, back in the 80s, you were the man, bro. You were the man, bro, back in the 80s. But, bro, Brother, it's 2013.
He was the man in the 90s, too.
Go away, bro. Go away. Relax on your couch, bro.
Don't go away till after WrestleMania. Don't listen to him. Stay around for WrestleMania 30. I want to see the big dream match, Hogan and Cena. I think that would be cool.
Oh, yes. I can't wait to see Hulk Hogan wrestle at age...
I don't care about the match.
At age 75.
I don't care about the match so much as the build-up. I just think it would be a cool,
it'd be cool
vision to see those two guys doing the generational thing like they did with The Rock and Hogan. I think that in The Rock and Cena...
I mean, listen, it's
cool.
It's WrestleMania 30. It's, 3 decades of WrestleMania. Yeah, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's got to be there.
The 90s, the double O's, and then now we're in the
all right, 4 decades.
2010s.
Four decades of WrestleMania, man. You got to have Hogan at big WrestleMania 30. You got to have Hogan there. I get that,
the milestone number, yeah.
But to look forward to a match, I mean, I get it, John. Say it's a big match, man. And when Hogan comes out and it's WrestleMania and you got 70,000 people there, yeah, people are going to pop. It's going to be awesome to see Hulk Hogan walk down. I got no problem with that. It's just after that, it's time to hang it up, bro.
Oh yeah,
time to hang it up.
But the match quality may not be the greatest, but neither was Hogan Rock, and it was still a great moment to watch. It was just
that's true.
It was cool.
That's true.
But yeah, no. My point with all that was that TNA's business structure. It's very smart, knowing that the ratings not going to change. They don't tour house shows, so they don't need these guys to sell tickets. The pay-per-views, not even worth mentioning. They don't make any money there. So if they're going to make more money as a business, then cutting these guys down on their salaries, it sucks for them. But for the TNA side, if you're looking at it from their perspective, it's smart business because their ratings going to stay the same. Like I said, they don't sell house show tickets, so you don't have to worry about those guys being on the roster we can't sell tickets to house shows. We don't have star power. They don't do house shows. Pay-per-view, same thing. So it's good. They're going to make more money as a company this way. So it might be bad for the wrestlers, but it's good for TNA.
You're right. All right. Other news.
I'm always right.
Sometimes.
Even when I'm wrong, I'm right.
I've been wrong a couple times this past week, and I've had to admit it too.
It sucks, don't it?
Yeah,
he doesn't like admitting when I'm right. He hates it.
I do.
He fucking hates it.
Because
you were right about the Facebook thing.
What Facebook thing?
My Facebook thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Facebook.com/Matt Boone, WZR. Just put you over so I can plug my shit.
All right, WrestleMania 31 location announced today. Levi's Stadium in San Francisco, home of the 49ers. Boy, they're running back-to-back brand. Levi's, you corrected me earlier. I was right, you were right. You were right, I was wrong. God, son of a bitch, man. But yeah, they're going to be there for WrestleMania 31.
Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys drinking whiskey and wine, singing, "This'll be the day that I die." Wearing my Levi's.
This'll be the day.
All right, Levi's Stadium.
Levi's Stadium. So they're going to be there WrestleMania 31. Hulk Hogan, let's talk about him. What?
I was saying, ain't nobody got time for us singing.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Rey Mysterio spotted limping at Monday Night Raw last night.
After the 8-man, yeah.
2 weeks ago he was limping too, so this may be like an ongoing thing. But he's not injured. I mean, he's banged up, no doubt. And clearly he's got some sort of issue, but it doesn't look like he's going to miss any time. We would have heard about that.
They had Triple H specifically tell him, don't rush back. We want you to be okay. And then at the last second, because they wanted him for Survivor Series, they rushed him back to TV.
Right.
Now it looks like it might have been a bad move.
Yeah.
In hindsight.
Christian. A lot of people wondering where Christian's been. He had a baby.
Because you're about to get into it. I just want to ask you a question because then you go with the story.
Ask me a question, man.
Are you ready for a question?
I'm ready. Ask me a question.
He was announced beforehand. Bret Hart's going to return, Shawn Michaels going to return, Eve Torres return, Christian's going to return as a presenter.
Yes.
And I think he was even announced as a presenter, yet he didn't present.
Well, they did it on the WWE app before.
I thought it was going to be Raw. They announced he would be a presenter at Raw. But
he was the presenter.
He was in the ring at the
he was in the ring
thing at the end of the thing, but he wasn't
he was out
on
there.
Camera specifically by himself.
No, but they did that. I mean, he wasn't on Raw. You're right. On Raw, well, besides the main event where he was in the ring, like you said,
just another face.
But he did the WWE app. He was on the app before Raw, so that was that. He recently had a baby.
Did he?
Brand new baby, and he suffered the concussion, and he bumped my arm one more time. We got a problem. Now we got a problem.
Who chops me in the last 3 seconds of the show. He chops me and then runs away.
Woo! Yeah. You like that last week, right? Let's see. But you get no ideas, motherfucker.
It's funny. You left the speakers on in your room where we got.
I know. Where
you
hear
did
the echo
just now, and then I hear as you're done, it fades in the background. Woo.
All right, but he's, he had the concussion, man, and been having some issues with that. Going through the WWE medical testing, and there's been some setbacks, is what he said today. But congratulations to him on the new baby,
big time.
So, what else? As far as every damn time I put the thing. Anyway, let's talk about WWE's creative team, bro. Basically, what happens? A lot of people wonder. There's a blueprint script where they get to Raw on Monday, and there's a blueprint where over the weekend they come up with ideas. But no, a lot of the times, especially recently in the last couple of months, they get to Raw, and that blueprint script is completely different from what they have going in. When they show up at Raw, they've got that blueprint, and then throughout the day you get to 4 or 5 o'clock, a couple hours before Raw airs, and the blueprint is no more, man.
Out the window. We're going with this instead. We have that script up from 2000.
We do.
On your site, WZROnline.com. /photos. It was like 5 different pictures of a full script, and then there's the video that connects with it on my Facebook if you want to see what it goes.
Oh, you got a Facebook page?
Facebook.com/MattBooneWZR.
Oh yeah,
that's where it's at.
All right.
So you can see how it goes from a script to the TV, which is I think is pretty cool if you're a big fan of wrestling. It was actually that show was
5 pages, right?
Yeah,
5
and that show was the very first show they ever did on TNN.
You're right.
So that was a historical show in one sense.
So
TNN became Spike TV.
A lot of people were wondering, they a lot of times they announce like the main event, or the SmackDown main event, right? And then you get to SmackDown on Friday, and the graphic that was shown on Raw, the match never happens, and everybody's like, wait a minute, why would they advertise something like that? It's the same thing where they don't come up with a SmackDown main event or a SmackDown segment until about 6 or 7 o'clock Eastern time, or wherever they are, before Raw goes live. So then at about 6 or 7, they go to Kevin Dunn and the production truck and say, hey, create a graphic for this match. Then they get the SmackDown the following day, and they do all the creative stuff, and they don't want to do that match anymore. So it's like they have no set long-term plans where it's on-the-fly booking from one week to the next week. And that's why, we'll put stuff up on the website where this is supposed to go down, and then they go the complete opposite direction because things are changing.
Hey, let's turn the heat on.
I'm going to shut it off.
Fucking guy, I'm sweating my nuts off. No, but like you were saying, like last week, for example, I'm talking to a guy way over here off camera. This is my co-host, Ryan Clark. Dancing around a little bit. But, is that a dance?
You like it?
Wow, I'm glad that wasn't on camera. But no, last week, for example, they had announced that it would be CM Punk, I think it was last week, versus one of the members of The Shield. And the reason that was because they hadn't decided, Vince specifically hadn't decided which member would be the best match, the best for in the ring, best match to promote, best match to lead to the TLC match. So that was why they did it, the half-ass promotion for SmackDown last week. CM Punk was one member of The Shield. They did it last night, too, where they didn't specifically announce a match.
Right.
Because they hadn't really decided yet, and that's the reason why is because of what he just said.
John Morgan, Clark.
And, real quick with the creative, everybody got a memo where they said that everybody is to report directly to Triple H now.
Right.
And they
Triple
changed
H
his title. Or no, they changed Stephanie's title.
There were a lot of promotions in WWE. Kevin Dunn was promoted. Stephanie McMahon was promoted. A lot of promotions. And with
George
those,
Barrios.
George Barrios or Barrios, right. With those promotions, Triple H is now head of the WWE creative team. In my opinion, that spells nothing but good news. I think Triple H is a lot more hip, but Vince McMahon is still the main guy where everything's got to go through Vince, so no matter what these writers... And a lot of people, they like to blame the WWE creative team. The WWE creative team is simply writing because they know they're writing for Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
And if they write something that Vince McMahon isn't going to like, Vince is going to tell him, yo, scratch all that shit you just wrote and go back and rewrite the whole show.
And a great example there is they specifically wanted to give Bryan a title run or a big moment, a big win. The way they had the Bryan story going, they wanted to pay it off with the big win, the big title run, blah, blah, blah. Vince, Triple H nixed it. They didn't want a Bryan title run, so they had all this build-up to something that they couldn't deliver on, not because they weren't good enough as creative writers to come up with something, but because whatever they came up with, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to run Bryan on top.
Right.
And that's just an example, like you said, of the creative team writing specifically for Vince because
specifically for
they don't want to lose their jobs, you know?
Well, and not only that, but if they write something that Vince doesn't want, they're going to be forced to rewrite it.
And that's my point. If they do that
over.
enough times, Vince will just be like, yo, this guy doesn't seem to get what I want, and so they start writing specifically for his taste and not for what they think is the best show.
And the last news bit here, we talked about it earlier. Sin Cara pretty much done with WWE. They are not going to renew his
Mystical
contract,
version of Sin Cara.
The Mystical version. They're going to keep the gimmick, like we talked about earlier, with Unico playing that, and then we'll be good to go. All right, brother.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. We got to do them in our rapid fire style.
We can go a little bit. Going to be way late tonight, so
yeah, it's a busy night though when we go off the air, so I'm going to try to get out of here. I'm going to try to get out of here on time. We got 7 minutes to go. Here we go. If you haven't submitted your rapid fire questions, you are too late because we just refreshed the page, and here we go. You got a Facebook page?
I have a Facebook page.
What's that at?
Well, it's facebook.com/Matt Boone WZR. Boone is Boone WZR. First one comes from Jason Hansen. Thoughts on Shane Del Rosario?
Sad man.
He was a top prospect in Strikeforce before UFC bought the company. One of their best heavyweights, or up-and-coming heavyweights, I should say. He wasn't on the level of Alistar Overstream.
Alistar Overstream,
or any, Fedor, or any of those guys. Daniel Cormier. But so he was one of their good prospects when UFC absorbed Strikeforce. They gave Shane Del Rosario a contract. He had fought a few times for the company. He was doing good, but he had heart issues. And he had what amounted to 2 heart attacks, and ended up in ICU.
He was on life support, and the family was, they've been talking for a couple of days.
Yeah,
they didn't want to do it, and then eventually.
There was a note that said there was like a good sign, or something like that. All that was apparently like. One of the family members was holding his hand, and it kind of squeezed their hand.
Squeezed it a little bit,
and they took that to mean that he was getting better. But sometimes that's just a reflex of a person. Like a certain twitch could happen, or a blink, or a squeeze. And it doesn't mean anything really.
It really is a sad story.
But he ended up passing away officially.
Rest in peace, brother.
Yesterday, I believe it was.
Yesterday, right?
Was the announcement. Jason Hansen also asks, why are TNA marks on your page saying the news of CM Punk threatening to walk out is a storyline like AJ Styles? It's not. Favorite MMA fighters from the light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions of all time or now? Right now, I would say my favorite heavyweight would be.
I like Silva, man. I like Bigfoot Silva, who we watched.
I can't think, like off the top of my head. I guess it would have to be Kane. He's the best.
Cain Velasquez, right?
Light heavyweight.
Dos Santos, too.
I'm a John Jones fan at light heavyweight. I really am.
Yeah.
Rampage is my favorite of all time at light heavyweight, and I like Daniel Cormier now that he's a light heavyweight. That'll be interesting. By the way, he's fighting Rashad Evans.
Yeah, that'll be a great fight.
UFC 170. That'll be the main event.
Fight.
And he also asks, finally, thanks for all the news, Boone. You're doing a great job on your Facebook page. Thank you.
You got a Facebook page?
I'm not going to keep plugging it, but yeah.
All right, we got Coltar Cool Dip Man. Would you rather listen to a 20-minute Eva Marie promo or watch Collie versus Mabel for 20 minutes? Ain't nobody got time for that. Is not an answer.
Well, yes, it is, because...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
But
can we get the full version?
Are we going to rock out for a second?
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I'd rather watch Eva Marie promo for 20 minutes just because I could stare at her and she's hot and instead of 2 fat guys wrestling. But yeah.
All right, we got
what is it? Berdonk is correct. White man can't dance.
White man can't dance.
That's why. Hey, listen, I'm great at a lot of things. Everybody knows I got a little bit of an ego.
Yeah.
I'm a self-serve, but I can't dance worth a shit. So.
Let's see. So I'd say Eva Marie because she's hot, right?
That's what I said.
All right, no doubt. Bianca Lee, what is WWE's plans for Eva Marie, JoJo, and Paige?
I think it's Leia.
JoJo's dating Randy Orton. Eva Marie.
She was. I don't know if that's still going on.
Yeah, Eva Marie.
By the way, Jasper Orton, Randy Orton's cousin,
Yes.
18 years old, Jasper cousin, signed with WWE.
Jasper cousin. Jasper
Orton. Is that what I said, Jasper cousin? My bad.
But he signed, like Boone said, signed with WWE. Right now, Total Divas, the season continues to get renewed. The ratings are decent. I mean, it dropped big time this past week. But
Sunday's the season finale of season 1.
Yes,
It'll be the Daniel Bryan Brie Bella proposal,
and then they're going to do the wedding next season, and
they're teasing that Orton and Cena and Nikki's breaking up. At least they tease that.
They keep teasing it, man.
Yeah.
Let's see, and by the way, as far as Paige is concerned, she's down in NXT. She's the top diva prospect.
Her and Emma.
Her and Emma down in WWE. This one.
I'm sorry, Michael Dionian? I don't know. Love the show. Can you shout out my boy Howie? He is a first-time listener. Do you think the title unification is happening too soon? Maybe she be done. Maybe should be done, I think he means. At WrestleMania. First off, it's cracking, Howie.
Howie.
I know
Thanks for
Howie.
listening, brother. Howie. Howie. Every Tuesday night, brother. First-time listener, 8 to 10 Eastern Time. WZROnline.com. Same for all of you other guys, too, every Tuesday.
And they're definitely doing the unification too soon. 3 weeks is not a proper way to build that kind of a matchup. Should have happened at WrestleMania. That was one of the original plans, actually, was Orton Cena at WrestleMania title unification. And they rushed it. So.
Yeah.
I think that was really done just to get the focus off of the Bryan title run. And it turns out, like on Raw last night, the fans didn't forget at all about Bryan in the title picture. They still won it, you know?
I'll let you take this next one, because some of these guys
Gurjap Colon, Keith Thurman versus Jesus Soto Caras, and Adrian Broner versus Marcos Maidana. By the way, who do you got if this rematch happens? Timothy Bradley versus Manny Pacquiao 2.
Oh, Manny's my boy. I gotta take Manny Pacquiao. But Timothy Bradley's nasty, no joke.
I would say that's a close one. I don't know. I'd probably go Pacquiao too, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Bradley won on decision. This weekend, same night as the fucking UFC on Fox, we're gonna be in goddamn New York City.
Yeah.
But it's Adrian Broner, Marcos Maidana, Showtime fight. I just watched the All Access for that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Broner is entertaining as shit, bro.
Oh, yeah?
He's just like Mayweather. Cocky, fucking heel kind of persona. Maidana's a foreign fucking Mexican warrior, even though he's not Mexican.
Ryan
should be a good fight.
Shoptaw, joke of the night. What does Jim Duggan say to the wingmen? Bros before hoes!
Alright, that's decent.
Also, with AJ leaving... Oh, AJ Styles. I think he's talking about AJ.
I did too.
Do you see other top paid guys like Sting, Angle, Anderson, etc. possibly leaving once the contract expires? We talked about that earlier, man.
I say Angle sticks around. I think they keep Angle. But
I think Angle's
Angle ends up in WWE before he retires.
Probably.
I really don't see him retiring without going back. But you never know.
I think he's happy at TNA right now, though.
Anderson just re-signed, so who knows? He's probably there for a bit.
He's there for a little bit, right.
Sting, I don't think he's going to be there much longer.
What do we got here? Kevin,
fuck me. Epper Jesse. Do you think WWE will debut a new Undisputed title for the winner at TLC, or do you think they'll just use the new WWE title and get rid of the World title?
It's a good question, because they just made that new belt, too.
Probably just run with that one.
I think they'll probably go with that one. Let's see. Jason Adam Zeke. At Jason ISO, he's responding to somebody else. Oh, man. Here we go. Vinny Vedavici. Vinny Vedavici.
Go ahead.
Got a good joke. A shy boy named Boone.
It's a whole joke, bro. You're gonna read it.
But a shy boy named Boone.
Because he says my name.
It's a good start.
You got his attention.
A shy boy named Boone is in love with a cute girl named Stacy, but scared to talk to her when they're on the school bus. This sounds like what's his name?
Sutherland. No,
Jay Sutherland.
Yeah.
So anyway, on the school bus, right? And he's afraid to talk to her, Stacy, right? So the school bus driver, Clark. I'm the bus driver.
Okay.
I'm the bus driver.
Checking my watch.
Calls him over and asks if he wants some help. Talking to Stacy, right? The boy says sure. The driver says okay. Every Friday she goes to visit her grandparents' graves. So when you get there, dressed like Jesus, and she's really religious, and she'll do anything you want. The boy goes there dressed like Jesus and does what the driver says, and finally fucks his crush at the cemetery.
Fucks his crush.
Then Boone takes off his mask and says, "Stacy, I'm not Jesus. I'm Boone." Stacy takes off her masks and says, "Ha ha! I'm Clark the driver." Get out of here. Jay Mullen, John Cena. That was a big waste of time. Colossal waste of time. John Cena, Jay Mullen, John Cena put over Ziggler, Punk, and Bryan big time last night. Cena also promised Bryan a fair rematch, saying if he wins the title at TLC. Do you think Cena has a big enough pull to make that happen? He's got Langston the title, etc. Your thoughts? He did kind of promise Daniel Bryan a rematch. So we'll see what
a fair rematch at that, he said.
A fair rematch.
Anthony Remy, one of our favorites. Where do you think WrestleMania 32 and 33 will be? Like we said, 32 Dallas.
32 Dallas.
33, I don't know.
33, they're probably not even thinking about it right now. Probably thinking about it, but 31 and 32. Next 3 years are set, so we're 4 years out, man.
Dwayne Riebling, will we ever see Hogan versus Cena? Maybe this
possible.
Maybe at 30.
They're talking about doing a tag team match between Hogan and Cena. Cena said that he wouldn't like to see Hogan go out there if he couldn't do it.
But listen, at the end of the day, money talks.
Money
Vince
talks.
is the man, and I think that's the match they want. So.
Vincent Nugent, lots of boxing that happened this past weekend, so let's get to it if you want, guys. First off, did you guys watch any boxing, and if so, your thoughts on them? We did. Here's the following. The Jalen Love versus Lejean Simon fight. We didn't see that one. Devin Alexander against Sean Porter. We did see that one.
Yeah,
that was a good
Alexander
fight.
got fucked up.
Yeah, man. And then the other one?
Guillermo Rajando versus
we didn't see that. We saw the Showtime.
Yeah,
not HBO.
so we watched, what was it, Austin Trout.
And,
right.
It's my guy, too, man, that I was telling you.
Darrell
lost. Darrell got beat up good.
Darrell, I think, lost, and he threw a fit about it backstage.
Yeah, he walked out, and then he apologized. He apologized later.
There was some good boxing. And then Malinaji and Zav Judah was the main event.
What we got from John Morgan here?
John Morgan, where is John Morgan? Ryan and Matt, what happens to Seth Rollins after the Shield dissolves? Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns have really been the standout guys so far, obviously, but Rollins seems to be getting the backseat treatment as the odd man out.
He is.
What do you think will become of Rollins when the Shield has dissolved?
He's got the list, man. He's got that list.
I've never noticed it.
Yeah,
I've been saying this for weeks now. I think that poor son of a bitch.
He's
when the Shield breaks up, he's the one that's lost in the shuffle.
Because Reigns is going to make it, and Ambrose is great.
Reigns is clearly going to make it. Ambrose really has a good chance of making it, and I think Triple H likes him, so he's almost for sure going to make it. Rollins, I don't know. And the thing that sucks is I really, 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 really like Rollins. I think he's entertaining as shit.
Right.
I think he has great matches, obviously, Tyler Black, back in the day.
Yeah.
But even in WWE, he's got this smug arrogance when he's in the middle of a match. Come on!
He does. He's awesome.
Give me a name. If he's wrestling...
CM Punk last night.
Come on, CM Punk!
Right.
Come on! He's just... Oh, God, he's so fucking fun to watch wrestle.
He's got that cigarette... that
raspy,
voice, though, that
raspy, gravelly, gravelly.
Let's see, Jason Hansen wants to know, do you guys think GSP retires or returns? Also, Silva Weidman, do you think Silva will school Weidman in a brutal manner, or will Weidman pull up another upset? I've been talking about it. I think the Weidman thing was just an upset. I think Anderson Silva comes out, takes him out during the rematch, and GSP, I think he announces that he's going to take some time off, and eventually he'll be back.
Yeah, I think GSP's not retiring yet. Silva Weidman, I keep stressing this. It was a lucky punch. It was a knock. The fact that
Weidman can beat him.
The fact that he won by knockout was definitely a fluke. It was freak luck. But Weidman is the guy that could beat Silva, not by knockout. That was Silva dicking around. That's why that happened. But Weidman has the perfect style, just like Sonnen, to beat Silva. Only he's not really susceptible to being caught in submissions like Sonnen is, and doesn't mentally break or have mental issues. Weidman's a great fighter. Whether or not
there's no doubt about that. Yeah,
I'm gonna pick Silva.
All right.
But I wouldn't be shocked if Weidman won a decision.
Yeah. All right, no doubt. What do we got? Brian Brown. Any clue when, if we'll see the Undertaker pop up for WrestleMania? I think we see Taker at WrestleMania.
You see that picture? WZROnline.com/photos.
Old man.
Boy looks old.
He looks old. But WrestleMania 30, come on. If there's any WrestleMania,
and he'll be
ready to go.
Vincent Nugent, lots of mixed martial arts that happened this past weekend, so let's get to it if you want. First off, did you guys watch any MMA? And if so, your thoughts on them?
Talked about
the following: 1FC 13, UFC Fight Night 33, and Legacy FC 26 events, both from this past Friday, and the World Series of Fighting 7 Invicta FC 7 events from this past Saturday night. The only one we watched was the UFC Fight Night with the Hunt and Bigfoot fight.
Great main event.
Pat Barry got knocked out. Shogun knocked out James Tahuna, and Ryan Bader knocked out.
Ryan Bader.
Who the fuck was it? Shit.
I'm not thinking. It's not a name that I would know, man.
It would. Oh, God. Anthony Perosh. There you go.
Anthony Perosh.
Perosh, whatever the fuck. But, yeah, so that we saw that was a good card, and, yeah, we didn't watch the other ones, so.
Alright, real quick, Vincent Nugent. Well, let's try to limit these, man. Dissension with the 3 members of the Shield somewhere down the line. Yeah, they're going to do a Shield split eventually.
That, yeah.
Plus, Ryan, can I get a follow on Twitter? Acer1337.
You don't follow Acer on Twitter?
I never follow anybody. How do you follow somebody?
You just click the follow button.
Where does it? It's not next to their name.
It's you'll see it. It's easy to spot.
All right. Emilio Manuel Malab. What was the big thing on CM Punk?
We must have
tuned in. The archive will be up, bro. Check it out. And last but not least,
Anthony Remy. When will we see warm weather return to the New York?
It's gonna be a long time. Let me tell you something.
So much. Now we can go long because you're talking about weather.
Let me tell you something. We're already long.
Yeah.
So the pattern that we're in for the Northeast, long-term cold. I mean, we're talking through December. I'm telling you, through December and into January, there's the opportunity for multiple storms in January and through December too. We're going to wind up with a white Christmas, and well, I'm telling you, this Saturday, big storm coming up. The Northeast. Watch out if you're in the Northeast on Saturday, Friday through Sunday. It's a big one. It's going to be the biggest nor'easter of the year. I'm telling you, if you're in the Northeast, stay tuned. And I told you last week that we were going to have cold weather this week, and that there was going to be snow in the Northeast. There was cold weather this week, and there was snow in the Northeast. I'm telling you, this Saturday, there's a big storm coming up the coast. Cold air is here to stay. Not only that, but early next week, Monday and Tuesday of next week, another Arctic blast comes down out of Canada.
Arctic blast.
Arctic blast comes down out of Canada and is only going to reinforce the cold air that we currently have in place. That is your weather forecast from Ryan Clark.
Brilliant.
Mac Boone!
What's up?
That does it.
That's doing it?
That does it.
That did it.
That does it.
It's done.
It's done.
All right.
We're out of here. We'll see.
Feedback.
Feedback. Yes, we need some feedback. If you were new tonight, go to my Facebook page, man. Submit some feedback. Let us know you want to talk about the Raw stuff. That article with more details is going up on the website right now. Actually, we're going to put some stuff up. It'll be up within the next hour. We're going to put that up on the website, and then we're going to follow up all week long. By the time we come back here next Tuesday, we're going to have a lot more details on what went down at Raw this past Monday night. So stick around to the websites, and we will see you guys. Thanks to all the new people that came out tonight. You guys are awesome, man. Hopefully you'll come back every Tuesday from 8 to 10 Eastern Time. It's been a good one, brother.
It's been a great one. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. He wants your feedback. I want your feedback too. Facebook.com/Matt Boone WZR. Give us your face back at either one of those pages, preferably both. Whatever you don't like, we won't do it. Whatever you do like, we'll do more of it. We're gonna make this show the way you want it. So that's the
we're both putting feedback post up, man. You're gonna do one, I'm gonna do one. We're out of here. We'll see you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time. WZROnline.com for Matt Boone.
That's me.
Ryan Clark.
That's him.
Saying see you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com.